I've helped thousands turn their lives around, and today I'm going to tell you the one simple trick that will change everything. All you have to do is...
And now a message from our sponsor.
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat, RV, or other outdoor vehicle for great protection and even more savings. Progressive.
And that's it. You'll have that for the rest of your lives. I'm so excited for you.
Progressive. There's never a bad time for great protection. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Was Edge, because of everything we talked about, how he had the obvious best babyface story. A guy's out for 7 years. He does everything he can to return. He comes back to win the title back that he never lost. It's the easiest babyface story. And for some reason, they turned this bloke heel on a bunch of shows in a Thunderdome where they could have just pushed the cheer button. Clearly, all the fans thought it was a great babyface story. It's actually it's even more mind-blowing when you see that he was the most over guy in the main event. Back in a moment, Observer Live.
Travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780. You love your dog. Is something bothering him or her and you can't figure out what it is? Maybe they seem slow or lethargic, and maybe they just don't have energy. Wouldn't you like your dog to be living their very best life? PetJoy offers a money-back guarantee on all of its products. If your dog won't eat it or you don't see the results you want, just let us know and we'll make it right. Totally risk-free. What do you have to lose? You can't buy PetJoy multivitamins in a store. The only way you can get them is through this unique radio offer. And if you call right now, learn how to get 2 bottles free with your order. Turn your dog's life around and make him or her a happy camper. Ain't that right, boy? He said call PetJoy right now. 800-846-2153. 800-846-2153. 800-846-2153. That's 800-846-2153.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
You are listening to Wrestling Observer Live with Brian Alvarez and Mike Sempervive on the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network.
Hey, come on! A couple blokes here asking if I'm going to pay this off here at the end of the show. Bro, I asked for $2,000. I got $2,105, so of course I'm going to pay it off. You ready for this, everybody?
y'all people could have given me that money, and I could have actually spent that money.
That was so disappointing. Hold on a second. Hold on.
For my kid.
Hold on.
Look at this.
Let me try this again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's better. Put a little air in there. Do you know, everybody, that tonight is the night after WrestleMania? And that means 0 fans in the building will see all of this excitement.
And Becky?
I don't know. I'll listen. I will say this, okay? I heard something about Becky and WrestleMania, but I only heard it from one person, so I'm trying to get someone else to confirm this. And if I do, I promise I'll tell everybody. But the story was so ridiculous, I literally couldn't believe it. And think about that, because we're talking about, like, WWE. So I'm trying to get, I asked earlier in the show, I didn't get anything back. So if I hear anything, I will tell you all. But maybe, who knows, maybe she'll show up tonight. But anyway, that's it, my friends. I want to thank Mike, as always, callers and listeners over to the studio. I'll talk to you next time, Wrestling Observer Live.
You're listening to the Heartland Newsfeed radio network at live.heartlandnewsfeed.com. This stream is supported by advertisers and contributions by you.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
A call for peace from the president. Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Biden urging calm after the shooting death of a black man during a traffic stop arrest in a Minneapolis suburb. On the body cam footage already released, there's a struggle to arrest Dante Wright, and an officer warns him she'll use a taser, then sounds surprised after firing a gun. Brooklyn Center Police Chief Tim Gannon.
This appears to me, from what I viewed and the officer's reaction and distress immediately after, that this was an accidental discharge that resulted in the tragic death of Mr. Wright.
For now, the officer's on administrative leave as the investigation continues. There was rioting and a curfew last night over the shooting. All of this as the trial of former officer Derek Chauvin and the death of George Floyd continues in Minneapolis. President Biden saying today he hopes for an outcome that will be supported by everyone. Earlier today, the judge in that case denying a defense request for the jury to be sequestered over the potential for the civil unrest over yesterday's shooting to influence their decision. Meantime, the Minnesota Twins have just postponed today's game against the Red Sox, citing safety concerns. The president holding an Oval Office meeting on his American Jobs Plan with a bipartisan group of 8 lawmakers from the House and Senate. Republicans are concerned about the cost and scope of what's billed as an infrastructure plan. The president stressing the need to build for the future, not only with broadband, but manufacturing and research and development.
We are seeking a significant investment in this piece of legislation, and it's important, but we know it's not sufficient.
Those comments during a virtual meeting with CEOs from nearly 20 major companies on the global semiconductor shortage, which the White House says is a national security issue. America is listening to Fox News.
Is sensitive business data leaking from your fleet of mobile devices? It could be from devices using unsecured Wi-Fi. Maybe an unlocked corporate tablet was left in a coffee shop. Those leaks must be plugged now. SOTI provides enterprise mobility management solutions to monitor, control, and secure your mobile devices. Work easy knowing the drip of lost data is shut off with SOTI. Visit SOTI.net/Fox for a free trial for Fox News radio listeners. That's SOTI.net/Fox.
As COVID cases surge in Michigan, the White House declines to send more COVID shots.
Michigan's governor has asked for more vaccines, but the White House has no plans to send extra vaccine supplies. White House COVID response coordinator Andy Slavitt explains what they are doing.
We have offered to surge monoclonal antibodies, testing. There's a CDC team on the ground We just 140 FEMA vaccinators have just moved into the town. Those are things you can affect quickly.
The CDC director says the answer is not more vaccines in Michigan's case, but to shut things down like they were last spring and summer due to the sheer number of cases. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
A former assistant NFL coach is now charged with felony DWI for a February crash near Arrowhead Stadium that left a 5-year-old girl severely injured. Prosecutors just announcing the case against former Kansas City Chiefs assistant coach Britt Reed. Investigators say he had a blood alcohol level of 0.113 and was driving over 80 miles an hour just before the crash. He's the son of Chiefs coach Andy Reid. Big wins over the weekend for Nomadland, which also helped to make history.
The film about a woman setting out through the American West while living out of her van following the Great Recession, picking up some major accolades. Nomadland filmmaker Chloe Zhao winning top honors at the 73rd Annual Directors Guild Association Awards, becoming the first woman of color to win that award. Meanwhile, at the 74th Annual British Academy Film Awards, Zhao becoming the second woman and the first woman of color to win the BAFTA Award for Best Director. The movie's star, Frances McDormand, winning the BAFTA for Best Actress.
Fox's Lauren Faulkner. It also won BAFTAs for Best Film and Cinematography. An hour to the close on Wall Street, a sell-off for the Dow. It's down 118 points. Oil prices are higher, but under $60 a barrel. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Don't let the challenge of creating mobile apps stall your business. Building apps takes time, special skills, and a lot of money. It's a lot of work to get apps onto your devices. Add it up and it slows down your ability to create the critical apps that are going to help your business. Fortunately, with Sodi Snap, you can unleash your inner developer by allowing you to build and deploy apps fast. You don't need to be a software developer, and you don't need a lot of money. With Sodi Snap, you can create apps up to 10 times faster than traditional methods. The apps you build will run on any Android or Apple device. Need help developing an app? Leverage Sodi's free app prototyping service. Visit Sodi.net/Fox for a free trial for Fox News radio listeners. That's SOTI.net/Fox.
Here is a look at weather from the Heartland Newsfeed Weather Center. Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 64. Monday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 42. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 62. That's the latest weather. Check out more news and weather on our website at heartlandnewsfeed.com.
Listen, the man is just about to say it.
Yeah, let's everybody listen.
The USA Radio Network presents the greatest radio programs of all time.
Henry Aldrich. Coming, Mother.
The CBS Radio Workshop, dedicated to man's imagination, the theater of the mind.
This is classic radio theater.
Want to get away from it all?
The FBI in Peace and War.
Fibber, McGee, and Molly. The unexpected.
The unexpected.
The unexpected.
Now here's your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends.
A change from what we originally said we would have on. It's going to be today an episode of Suspense from 67 years ago, April 12th, 1954. Broderick Crawford from Highway Patrol stars as a crook in Parole to Panic. And we thank you for tuning in on this Monday, 12th day of April, 102nd day of the year, 263 days remaining in 2021. Civil War began on this date in 1861 with Confederate forces firing on Fort Sumter in the harbor of Charleston. Confederate forces under General Nathan Bedford Forrest killed most of the African-American soldiers who had surrendered at Fort Pillow, Tennessee in 1864. Sir Francis Whittle ground-tested the first jet engine designed to power an aircraft on this date in 1937. It was on this date in 1945. President Roosevelt died while he was in office. Here's a montage of some of his biggest moments.
First of all, let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. I see 1/3 of a nation ill-housed, ill-clad, ill-nourished. The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little. Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
Vice President Harry S. Truman inaugurated as the 33rd President of the U.S., President Truman spoke to Congress.
Mr. Speaker. Just a moment. Let me present you, will you, Harry? Members of the Congress, I have the great pleasure and the high privilege of presenting to you the President of the United States. Mr. Speaker, Mr. President, members of the Congress, it is with a heavy heart that I stand before you, my friends and colleagues in the Congress of the United States.
Wartime change of power on this date back in 1945. Bill Haley and his Comets recorded Rockin' Around the Clock in New York City on this date in 1954. Initially unsuccessful, the recording helped launch the rock and roll revolution a year later. Haley explained the beat in his music that he thinks led to success.
We changed the rhythm from just a shuffle type rhythm to the heavy 2/4 beat, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Get out in that kitchen and rattle those pots and pans. Whereas it used to be dun da dun da dun da dun da dun da.
Haley sold 25 million records worldwide before passing away in 1981 at the very young age of 55. The polio vaccine developed by Dr. Jonas Salk declared to be safe and effective in 1955. In 1961, Yuri Gagarin became the first man to go into space.
This is the BBC Home Service. Here is the news. All Moscow is waiting to give a hero's welcome to the world's first spaceman, Major Gagarin of the Soviet Air Force.
20 years later, in 1981, the first launch of a space shuttle, Columbia, off on its first mission. In 1988, Sonny Bono beat out 7 contenders to become mayor of Palm Springs, California.
I feel elated. I'm in shock, kind of, because you fight for a day. You never really think it's going to come, and then when it gets here, I really went comatose today. I became absolute bread mold all day.
It was the first step in a career move into politics for the entertainer. Bono would be elected to Congress in 1994, but 4 years later, a skiing accident would claim his life at the age of 62. President Clinton cited for contempt of court in 1999 for giving intentionally false statements in the Paula Jones sexual harassment civil lawsuit. The government announced a compensation program for persons who worked at the Nevada test site 65 miles north of Las Vegas, where more than 900 above and below ground nuclear weapons exploded from 1951 until 1992.
The President, the Vice President, and I apologize for the suffering these men and women have been through, suffering from the effects of cancer, chronic beryllium disease, and other illnesses, and also suffering at the failure of their government to acknowledge a responsibility to help them. It's time to do right by these proud workers.
Energy Secretary Bill Richardson on this date in 2000. Passing away on this date in history, Boss Tweed, the man who ran everything in New York City. Red Cross founder Clara Barton, manufacturer and Major League Baseball executive Phil Wrigley, Wrigley Field, boxer Joe Louis, wrestler Mike Von Erich, radical leader Abby Hoffman, Boxcar Willie, Mrs. Eli Wallach, Ann Jackson, another fine actress, and Sugar Ray Robinson.
Sugar Ray Robinson was probably inch for inch and pound for pound the greatest fighter who has yet lived, period. There can be no question about that. He faced the greatest. He beat them all. And while he lost on occasion, he always made up for it. The best. That's all there is. The best fighter who has yet lived.
Howard Cosell on Sugar Ray Robinson, who passed away in 1989. Born on this date in history, children's author Beverly Cleary, who died just a few weeks ago at the age of 104, band leader Billy Vaughn, actress, dancer Ann Miller, musician Tiny Tim, still tiptoeing through the tulips somewhere, Tom Clancy, the fine author, and singer-actor, boy idol, David Cassidy, all born on this date in history. Herbie Hancock, fine musician, love his, what was it, Chameleon, bum, bum. Yeah, 81 years old today. Al Bundy from Married with Children and Modern Family. Ed O'Neill, 75 years old today. David Letterman, 74, and that's all I'll say about that without somebody getting mad. Martha and the Vandellas, Lois Reeves, 73. Cuban-born actor Andy Garcia, 65. Country's Vince Gill is 64. From Buffy and Criminal Minds, Nicholas Brendan is 50. From Little House on the Prairie and 90210, Shannon Doherty is 50. Coldplay's Guy Berryman is 43. Actress Claire Danes, 42. Panic at the Disco's Brendan Urie is 34. Brooklyn Decker, 34 years of age today. And Saoirse Ronan, the Academy Award nominee for Atonement and Brooklyn. Saoirse Ronan, 27 today. Those some of the people who celebrate the 12th day of April is their birthday. If this happens to be your birthday.
Hi, we're the Four Freshmen, and we just want to say happy birthday to you.
Going back 67 years, April 12th, 1954, suspense. Broderick Crawford paroled to panic on this Monday edition of Classic Radio Theater.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Oh, that's a cheer we used to do in softball.
What? It's actually Geico's.
Whenever someone hit a triple, we would wave our bats and yell, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. But we never got to use it because we would only hit home runs. Annoying.
The phrase is from Geico because they help save people money.
Geico? Yeah, they were our team sponsor.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
There's a free dump card in your future. It's at Lowe's as part of our Spring Fest going on now. Buy a John Deere S100 series riding lawnmower, including a John Deere S130 with 22 horsepower and a 42-inch cut. And that 300-pound, 8-cubic-foot capacity dump card is yours for free. Attach it to your mower, or you can easily convert it to a wheelbarrow without tools. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Valid through 4/21. Excludes ZTR mowers and repaired, reconditioned items. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. In-store and U.S. only.
This week at Macy's, get all set for spring with fresh sandals and sneakers, 40% off 2 or more pairs, and 30% off 1 pair. Add the perfect finishing touch with sparkling fine jewelry, 45 to 60% off. And get our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and rugs, 20 to 65% off. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. More at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like Taylor Swift choosing what to wear.
It's looking kind of chilly out today. I think I'll go with a cardigan.
Yep, even easier than that. And with our top-rated app, you can bank anytime, anywhere, making Capital One an even easier decision. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
New consumer accounts only. Approval required. Terms apply. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
It's spring. Time to take in a breath of fresh savings on appliances at the Home Depot's Spring Savings Event. In-store, online, all season long. Save a bundle on the Samsung Front-Load Platinum Washer and Dryer. Plus, get free and flexible delivery. That'll give a whole new meaning to spring cleaning and a whole new upgrade to your laundry. Bring on spring with the Spring Savings Event now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only while supplies last.
Who have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Johnson & Johnson's baby powder and shower-to-shower talcum products have been linked to ovarian cancer. In February and May 2016, Johnson & Johnson was ordered to pay $72 million and $55 million by 2 juries to 2 women who contracted ovarian cancer after years of using talcum baby powder products. If you or a family member has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer and used talcum powder prior to the diagnosis, Call Talcum Powder Help now today at 800-831-3921. You may be entitled to substantial compensation. The consultation is free and you'll pay nothing unless there is a recovery in your favor. Don't fight this alone. If you or a loved one used talcum baby powder-based products before being diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, call Talcum Powder Help now at 800-831-3921. 800-831-3921. 800-831-3921.
Now on Classic Radio Theater, we jump back 67 years, April 12th, 1954. Suspense, Broderick Crawford starring in Parole to Panic.
Autolite and its 98,000 dealers bring you Mr. Broderick Crawford in tonight's presentation of Suspense.
Tonight, Autolite presents the story of a man whose welcome home party promised little gaiety and many tears, and surely his death. It's called Parole to Panic. Our star, Mr. Broderick Crawford. And now, Autolite presents transcribed Mr. Broderick Crawford in Parole to Panic, hoping once again to keep you in suspense.
Well, Paul, there it is, the outside.
Yeah.
Pretty good, huh?
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Enjoy it. What I mean is, don't come back here. It's a pretty good life out there.
I won't be back. 2 years is enough for me.
Taking the train to town?
No, I don't think so. My wife's supposed to pick me up if she can borrow a car.
Well, good luck. It's not going to be easy for you.
Yeah, I know.
If there's anything I can do, if you need someone to talk to, advice, you know.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Warden. Thanks for seeing me to the door.
I like you, Paul. Don't let me down.
I won't.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Jenny!
Oh, Paul. Paul.
Oh, darling.
Oh. Did I keep you waiting long?
No. Only a couple of seconds.
I was so afraid to drive fast. This is our car, you know.
Our car?
I bought it yesterday. It's for you.
Oh, sort of a coming out present, huh?
Don't joke, Paul. Don't ever joke about being in prison.
Oh, what do you want me to do, cry?
No, because that's what I know you're doing when you joke about it.
Come on, let's sit in the car. I still feel kind of funny about all this space to move around in.
All right. Slide in on this side. You drive.
Okay. Where'd you get the money to buy a car?
I only had to make the down payment on it. We'll manage the rest.
I'll manage the rest.
What?
Oh, I don't know if this is the time to talk about it, but I'm going to have to find a job. Can't have you taking care of me, you know.
Oh, that's all taken care of.
It is?
Yes. I told my boss what you knew about fixing radios and what you'd done while you were in the Army, and he arranged a job for you at the plant.
Did you tell him where I'd been for the past 2 years?
Yes, Paul.
Oh. I don't know how I ever got mixed up with that gang, Jenny.
Let's not talk about it.
It's too bad the district attorney didn't get them all while he was at it.
It's over, dear. Let's forget it. There are other things to think about now.
Jenny,
Yes?
I love you, Jenny. I love you very much.
I'm so glad, dear.
Shall we go home now?
Yes. Let's. You tired?
No, I feel great.
Do you realize you've driven all the way from that place in only 2 hours?
It's not me, Jenny. It's the equipment. You got a real good deal here.
Mr. Miller found it for me.
Does he still have the same store?
Yes, why?
Well, I've got to see him right now.
After you report to the parole officer.
No. He said I had to report to him before I went home, but he didn't say anything about seeing Mr. Miller.
But, Paul...
Oh, now, don't worry. It'll only take a minute or two.
Well, all right, but only a minute or two. You promise?
Yeah, I promise.
Yes, Mrs. Gordon, I'll have the boy pick it up this afternoon. Yes, he'll deliver you a fresh dozen eggs. Good. Yes. Good. Yes. Goodbye, Mrs. Gordon. And what can I... Paul! Jenny!
How are you, Mr. Miller?
Well, Paul, it's good to see you. Well, you look fine.
I feel fine, too. I just dropped by to thank you for taking care of Jenny while I was gone. You know, the groceries and...
Not another word, Paul. You and Jenny are like my own. Besides, as soon as Jenny got a job, she paid me back.
Well, anyway, thanks.
Now, let me look at you. You're a good boy, Paul. Everything will be happy again.
Yeah, sure it will. Tell Roger I was here, and I'll see him later, will you?
Tell him yourself.
What?
He's here in the back room. Roger.
Never mind. I'll go back there.
All right.
I won't be long, darling.
Good.
Hi, Roger.
Oh, Paul, come on in. Well, it's good to see you, Paul.
Yeah, it's good to be here, too.
When'd you get back?
I just drove into town.
I'm sorry I couldn't do better for you at the trial.
Oh, you did fine. I don't know what would have happened to me if you hadn't defended me. Look, as soon as I get some money and a job, I'll pay you.
Oh, relax. No hurry. Paul?
Yeah?
You talked to anyone since you got back? I mean, outside of Pawn Me.
No, I just told you. I just drove into town. Why?
Well, you know the DA didn't get the whole gang when they lowered the boom.
Yeah, sure. I know that.
Well, there's a rumor going around that they're waiting for you when you get out.
Why? What have I done?
They say you turned state's evidence.
But I didn't. I only told them the truth about what I knew.
I know that, but they don't.
All right, then I'll tell them.
You're not going to have a chance to do it.
Why not?
Understand, this is only what I've heard through the grapevine. But I hear they're going to shoot first and then ask questions.
Well, then what am I going to do?
I don't know.
Maybe I can get somebody to take a message for me.
Paul.
What?
Paul, they won't believe anything you say.
Why not?
Because they don't want to believe you. They're looking for a pigeon.
Oh, and I'm it, huh?
You're it.
You think I ought to leave town?
Why don't you go to the police? They put you under protective custody.
What am I going to tell them?
Just what I told you that I heard.
No, Roger. If the police followed every crackpot rumor they heard, they'd run themselves ragged.
But this isn't a crackpot rumor.
They don't know that.
No, but we
Look,
know.
I'm going to get out of town. Jenny's got enough money to keep us going for a while.
Well, keep in touch. If you need anything, just let me know.
Yeah, sure, I will. Thanks.
Sorry, I can't help more.
Well, there's nothing more you can do, Roger. So long.
Bye.
Where are we going?
Home, to pack.
Well, what for?
We're leaving town.
Why? Why are we leaving town?
They're after me.
Why, who's after you?
The rest of the gang.
Well, what did you do?
I told the truth in court. They call it ratting, singing, squealing. Just take your choice.
Oh, who told you all this?
Roger Miller.
But what about your job?
I can't keep it if I'm dead.
Oh, there must be something we can do.
Yeah, there is, and we're doing it. We're getting out.
Look, Paula, are you sure about all this?
I'm not going to wait for a bullet to make me certain.
Well, all right, if you think it's best.
I can't take the chance that I could be wrong. This happened so quickly that I got to get out of town, even if it's just so I can think clearly.
Do they know you're back in town?
No, I don't think so. That's why we better hurry.
Well, where out of town are we going?
I don't know. All I know is I'd better get out if I want to stay alive. I've got to get the overnight bag filled here. Let me see. This is it, I guess. What else do you need?
Well, I'm all set here. How about your clothes?
Oh, I don't know if they still fit, but I packed what suits look to be in shape. You ready?
Yes. Oh, are you sure, Paul? Are you sure Roger was right? He could be wrong,
Yeah,
you
sure
know.
he could be, but... Hello?
Hello, Paul.
Who is this?
You're gonna die today, Paul.
Who was it?
They know, Jenny. They know I'm back in town. I'll be right back. Mr. Miller.
Oh, well, what is it? You look so...
Where's Roger?
He went to court. He has a case today. Why?
Doesn't make any difference. Look, Mr. Miller, do you have a gun?
A gun? Yes, I have a gun, but I...
All right, give it to me.
What?
I need a gun, Mr. Miller. Please let me have it.
You don't know what you're doing, Paul. A gun? I'm sorry, but I
Mr.
can't...
Miller, please, it's my life. I gotta have a gun.
But why?
I haven't got time to explain now. Ask Roger when he gets back. He'll tell you all about it.
I have a permit. He'll want to know where you...
It'll be all right. Just give me the gun, please. I gotta hurry.
You say Roger will tell me?
Yeah. He'll tell you. Please, Mr. Miller, hurry.
All right. Here, Paul. I'm doing a wrong thing, but if Roger says it... Be careful, Paul.
Yeah, I will.
April 12, 1954, suspense on Monday's Classic Radio Theater.
Small business owners, is your internet making office tasks painfully slow? Are your file upload speeds sluggish? Are your video calls choppy? You need more speed. AT&T Business Fiber gives you up to 20 times faster upload speeds at half the price of cable. Faster upload speeds mean smoother, less glitchy video conferencing and faster file transfers. Visit att.com/businessfast or call 844-647-FAST to get our best price on our best service. Imagine it, up to 20 times faster upload speeds at half the price of cable. AT&T experts can help you upgrade to AT&T Business Fiber. Soon, you're going to love your internet. Call 844-647-FAST now. Comparison by Telogical Systems, 12-2020.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Oh, that's a cheer we used to do in softball.
What? It's actually Geico's.
Whenever someone hit a triple, we would wave our bats and yell, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. But we never got to use it because we would only hit home runs. Annoying.
The phrase is from Geico because they help save people money.
Geico? Yeah, they were our team sponsor.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Are you a gig worker or self-employed? Womply has helped over 100,000 small businesses get a PPP stimulus loan and proudly serves more than 600,000 small businesses across America. Millions of self-employed workers may qualify for up to $41,000 in 100% forgivable loans. So apply today. The program ends soon, and funds are limited. Apply now at womply.com/apply and see if you qualify for a PPP loan. Womply.com/apply. That's WOMPLY.com/apply.
This is your new home speaking. I know you haven't moved in yet, but I need some favors. Could you dust the blinds? The dust makes me feel dusty. Also, we could save a lot of money if you bundled your home and car insurance with Geico. It's super easy to do online or over the phone. Last favor, when you move in, could you stick to one aesthetic? The last owner had a weird mix of floral wallpaper and nautical I can't have another identity crisis.
Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com today.
You're struggling with your mortgage.
Of all the streaming services out there, only one is different. Discovery Plus. It's the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet. 55,000 episodes of food, love, true crime, home, from networks like TLC, HGTV, and tons more. Yes! With stars like Chip and Jo, an exclusive new series from 90 Day Fiancé, all in one place. Bam! Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
We saved big money with our Progressive Home and Auto Bundle and used the cash to take a family vacation.
To Hawaii.
Who's up for a luau?
Yay!
This is not a real testimonial. Sure, customers can save big money with Progressive, but not enough to go to Hawaii. They'll probably use it for things like the mortgage and groceries, or even a travel magazine, so at least they can see pictures of Hawaii.
Aloha!
Yes, say hello to those beautiful Hawaiian beaches in that magazine. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Ooh, a fondue set. Ugh, now I need to find a coupon code.
Not anymore, Susan. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout.
Wait, instantly?
It's called shopping smart, not hard. Download Capital One Shopping to your computer for free and let it do the work for you.
Don't mind if I fondue.
Haha, that's kind of cheesy. Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Savings and available coupons vary.
Ditch the gas and start mowing, trimming, and blowing with Skill PowerCore 40-volt battery-powered outdoor power equipment. New and now available at Lowe's. The PowerCore 40 mower with 25% longer runtime and industry-leading charging times gets you back to work in just 15 minutes. Stop in or visit Lowe's.com and check them out during Lowe's Spring Fest going on now. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Battery charges from 0 to 30% in 15 minutes based on a 2.5 amp-hour battery, U.S. only.
Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid. Your campus is wherever you want it to be. That's Independence University. And all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. 1-800-961-0481. 1-800-961-0481.
And you're listening to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station, an episode of Suspense, Parole to Panic, starring Broderick Crawford, as it was originally broadcast Thursday, April 12th, 1951. In the newspapers of that Thursday, 67 years ago today, these were some of the headlines. President Truman said last night he fired General Douglas MacArthur because the cause of world peace is more important than any individual. In a major radio address which held out a new offer of Far East truce negotiations, the president said this country's aim is to prevent the Korean fighting from spreading into all-out war in Asia. Meanwhile, the president's ouster of General Douglas MacArthur sent Republicans on a rampage in Congress. They introduced resolutions in both House and Senate to invite MacArthur to return to Washington at once and present his views on Far Eastern policy to a joint session of Congress. And in London, Foreign Secretary Herbert Morrison hinted yesterday a new bid to red China for a ceasefire in Korea will follow up the dismissal of General MacArthur. Morris left no doubt in a statement to the House of Commons that Britain's Labour government is glad to see MacArthur leave the United Nations command. On the Korean front, Allied forces slogged slowly ahead of the rain-swept Korean battlefield yesterday as news of General MacArthur's dismissal spread like wildfire. Chinese and Korean Red resistance toughened on the western and central fronts. Heavy rain and low overcast virtually stripped United Nations ground troops of any air support. A heart attack yesterday killed silver-haired Charles Fischetti, one of 7 men named by the Senate Crime Committee as the Lords of the American Underworld. The 50-year-old gangster stricken at his luxurious Miami Beach waterfront estate. Just 9 days ago, Fischetti and his brother Rocco surrendered after hiding out for several months to escape being served with subpoenas from the Kefauver Committee. Kefauver's prober said the Fischettis and 5 other men ruled the underworld with strict efficiency and did a business with an annual take of $20 billion. The House Un-American Activities Committee got a flat turn down yesterday from actor Will Geer and writer Robert Lees on its efforts to get answers on communism in Hollywood. Both refused to give testimony that might incriminate them. Well, 68-year-old Henry J. Kaiser, wealthy West Coast industrialist, honeymooning with 34-year-old Alice Chester, the divorcee, who was his first wife's nurse until her death 28 days ago. The couple wed Tuesday in Santa Barbara, California. Montana University anthropologists and a group of students prepared yesterday to finish excavating in a gravel pit near Deer Lodge, Montana, for a giant mastodon skeleton. The prehistoric fossil of the elephant-like animal may stand as high as 16 feet and have a skull nearly 4 feet long. A 4-page manuscript poem in memory to Olivia Susan Clements, the only known to have been written by Mark Twain, brought $750 Tuesday night at an auction in Hollywood of the author's effects. The piece, written after the death of a daughter in 1896, Twain's own copy of the celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County, brought $350. And those some of the day's top news stories as reported in the newspapers of Thursday, April 12, 1951, on your radio Suspense. Parole to Panic, starring Broderick Crawford, which continues now on Classic Radio Theater.
Why did you have to stop there?
I had to get something.
What?
A gun.
Oh, Paul, you're on parole. If they catch you with a gun...
They won't catch me. As soon as we're out of town, I'm going to ditch it.
Oh, Paul, isn't there a chance Roger might have been wrong? Maybe they've forgotten about you.
No. Not with that telephone call I got just before. Jenny.
Yes, Paul?
We're being followed.
How do you know?
I know. Watch when we go around the corner. Watch that blue sedan about a half a block and back. See them?
No, oh, there they are.
All right, now watch the next corner. Well, Jenny?
Yes. They're following us, Paul.
Autolite is bringing you Mr. Broderick Crawford with Paula Winslow in Parole to Panic. Tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
From 67 years ago, April 12, 1954, Suspense on Monday's Classic Radio Theater.
Pros like you power through the day at Lowe's and take advantage of exclusive services just for pros. That means you don't just get nails. You get free compressed air for your tires and portable tanks. It means your supply run comes with trailer parking for pros, a snack, and a place to recharge your phone. And it means you get back to work faster with the Pros Only checkout. That's why Lowe's is the new home for pros. U.S. only.
Progressive Motorcycle presents Road Wisdom from the Motor.
Half man, half motorcycle. If you missed a turn, there's always another turn. Take it to get back to the turn you missed. Use your turn signal.
Progressive Motorcycle also presents Roadside Assistance. Progressive Motorcycle for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This week at Macy's, get all set for spring with fresh sandals and sneakers, 40% off 2 or more pairs, and 30% off 1 pair. Add the perfect finishing touch with sparkling fine jewelry, 45 to 60% off. And get our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and rugs, 20 to 65% off. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. More at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids.
Yep, even easier than that. And with our top-rated app, you can bank anytime, anywhere, making Capital One an even easier decision.
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
New consumer accounts only. Approval required. Terms apply. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
And your balances are so out of control that they never seem to go down. One call to Consolidated Credit can get the relief you need. Consolidated Credit has helped over 6 million people with credit card debt, and their certified credit counselors are ready to help you. They can consolidate your debts into one lower payment, reduce your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast without destroying your credit. The program works, and the consultation is free. Call Consolidated Credit now. Call 800-214-3104. 800-214-3104. That's 800-214-3104. Consolidated Credit Solutions, Inc., 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33313. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Maryland DM 1492, Oregon DM 80092. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation. Commission license number DC 83. Service may adversely affect the individual's credit. Non-payment of debt may lead to additional finance charges or collections activity, including legal action. Not alone.
Tomorrow on Classic Radio Theater, another episode of Suspense. This one going back 77 years to April 13th, 1944. Orson Welles starring as the Marvelous Barastro. I think you will find this one delightful. But now the conclusion of Suspense from 67 years ago, April 12th, 1954.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Mr. Broderick Crawford with Paula Winslow in Elliot Lewis's presentation of Parole to Panic, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Oh, Jenny.
They're still following us.
What are they doing? Torturing me? They follow us this closely, they can catch us anytime they want to.
Oh, go to the police, Paul. Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid of the police. It's what's back of us that I'm afraid of.
Well, then let the police take care of them.
Don't you see? If I go to the station and stop the car, they'll blast me before I get to the front door. That's why they're following us so closely.
But they'd have to be crazy.
Yeah, they are crazy. But if I stop, I'll be dead and they'll still be crazy. No, we gotta lose them. Then we'll figure out something. You see him?
No.
Good. I think we lost him this time.
What do we do now?
Well, we're almost out of gas. We better stop.
Well, all right. But
what?
Oh, call the police. Tell them what's happened.
I intend to, Jenny. This is pretty open country. I guess we better stop at the first station we see. I'll telephone while they're filling the tank.
Well, I'm starting to feel a little better.
Yeah, so am I.
Oh, Paul, there's a station.
Yeah, I see it.
What'll it be?
Fill her up, will you?
Right, sir.
Say, you got change for a quarter?
Yeah, I think so. Here. Help yourself.
Okay. 10, 20, 25. Here's your quarter.
Just drop it.
Right. Say, where's the phone?
Back to the station.
Thanks a lot. Operator, I want the police. Yes, my name is...
Paul, they just drove past. I think they saw the car.
What?
They're stopping down the road.
Come on.
14 already, mister. I don't think she'll take much more.
Hey, Jenny, they're turning around.
Hey, mister, you didn't wait for it. Hey, what are you trying to pull? Hey!
How'd they find us? How?
I don't know.
Oh, Jenny.
Oh.
Jenny, listen to me.
What is it?
This car isn't fast enough to stay away from them.
Well, then what'll we do?
I'm going to turn in the first side road we come to, and then you're getting out.
No, I won't do it.
You gotta. I can't.
I'm not getting out of the car.
Jenny, they'll kill you, too.
I don't care. I've been away from you long enough.
All right, then we'll keep going.
Do you know where we are?
Yeah, there's no way we can get back to town from here.
Well, it'll be dark soon.
I know that.
Maybe we can get away then.
Catch up to us before dark. They can catch us anytime they want to.
Paul, do you know where we are?
I told you before, Jenny.
No. I mean, you remember the cabin where we spent a weekend the first winter we were married?
Yeah, why?
Well, it was on a road that turned off this one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure. We got that cabin from one of the boys. Do you remember?
Yes, but it's better than sitting in the car and waiting for them.
Okay, let's go. You remember where the side road was?
Well, it pretty soon now, just past a bridge, I think.
Oh, Jenny, I hope you're right.
Oh, I do too, Paul. I do too.
It's locked.
I don't have a key.
All right, I'll kick it in.
Hurry, Paul. I hear them.
Yeah, so do I. Step back, Jenny. All right, stay away from the windows. There's enough light yet for him to shoot. Let's push this table against the door. Come on.
Okay.
Here they are. Okay, Jenny. You stand over there. As soon as they come up the steps, I'm going to start shooting.
Maybe they're afraid.
No, they couldn't be. Because they know I am.
What are they waiting for?
I don't know. They haven't even gotten out of the car yet.
Do they know you have a gun?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I wish they'd do something.
Paul?
What? Wait a minute. They're on their way.
Paul?
What?
There's a telephone in the cabin.
Where?
I think it's in that cabinet on your left.
Okay. Yeah, here it is. Hello? Hello? Hello, operator. It's disconnected.
Did you say it was disconnected?
Either that or they just cut the wire. Yeah, that's what happened. One of them just cut the wires.
Where are they going?
I don't know.
Maybe they changed their minds, huh?
But I doubt it.
Well, then why would they drive away?
Well, they didn't go far.
But why did they go at all?
They're not sure whether I got a gun or not. If I have one, they know they're asking for it if they rush the cabin.
How long can we stay here?
Jenny, we're leaving now.
But you said they're just down the
We're
road.
gonna leave on foot.
What?
Tell me, can you walk much in those shoes you got on?
But yes, the heels are pretty low. Why?
All right. We'll head into the woods. Go east as far as we can. We'll sleep out in the open tonight. And we'll head for the first house we see when daylight hits.
All right, Paul.
I'm going to go out first. You follow me in a couple of seconds.
Yes.
Help me with this table in front of the door. I don't want to slide it.
All right.
It looks clear. A few seconds, Jenny. Remember that. Then follow me.
I will.
They suckered me, Jenny. They had a guy planted out there.
Oh, you're bleeding, Paul.
Yeah, I'm hurt. I'm hurt bad.
We gotta try to stop the bleeding.
Try all you want to. I don't think you can do it.
But we've got to try.
Yeah. They're back to pick up the body. They're sure going to be disappointed, aren't they?
Oh, Paul, I'm frightened. I don't know what to do, and I don't know how to help you.
Just stay close to me, Jenny. Stay close. I'll think of something. Yeah, Jenny.
Is it... Are you...
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still bleeding.
Let me talk to them. They'll listen to me. I'm a woman. You've got to get a doctor.
No, Jenny. That's what they want, don't you understand? They want me to die, and I'm going to.
Don't say that, Paul. Don't say that.
It's true, Jenny. It's true, but... Well, I'm not going to die alone.
What are you going to do?
They haven't gotten out of the car since they came back. That means they're all together. Well, I still got 4 slugs left in the gun. I'm going to use them. Get back, Jenny. I got to break this window. You out there. Why don't you come in and get me? All right. All right, I'll come out and get you.
Easy, Paul. Take it easy. You're going to be fine.
Who are you?
Police.
Jenny. Where's Jenny?
Here I am, darling.
When did they get here?
Just after you came out shooting.
How did you find me?
Roger Miller called us after you got the gun from his father.
But how did you know where to look?
You left the receiver off the hook in the service station. There we checked all the side roads looking for a big gasoline stain where you might have turned off the main road.
Gasoline?
The attendant was still pumping gas into your car when you drove away. You never got the chance to replace the cap on your tank.
Oh. We'll pick it up some other time. Won't we, Jenny?
Yes, Paul. We'll pick it up some other time.
Suspense. Presented by Autolite. Tonight's star, Mr. Broderick Crawford.
And now, Betty Goody of Radio TV Mirror magazine and the producer of Suspense, Elliot Lewis.
It is my pleasure, Elliot, to inform you that the readers of Radio TV Mirror again have selected Suspense as their favorite radio mystery program. Here's your award, a gold medal and a scroll, and congratulations to you and Autolite.
Thank you very much, Betty, and thanks also to all you Suspense listeners who voted for us.
You'll find an interesting story and pictures on the annual awards in the current issue of Radio TV Mirror magazine.
Next week, the story of a man who tried to learn a lesson the hard way. He bet his life on the turn of a card. It's called The Card Game. Our star, Mr. Richard Widmark. That's next week on Suspense. Suspense is transcribed and directed by Elliot Lewis, with music composed by Lucian Morowick and conducted by Lud Gluskin. Parole to Panic was written for Suspense by Ross Murray. In tonight's story, Paula Winslow was heard as Jenny. Featured in the cast were Joseph Kearns, Junius Matthews, Hy Averback, and Barney Phillips.
Broderick Crawford may soon be seen co-starring with Gregory Peck in the 20th Century Fox picture Night People.
And remember, next week, Mr. Richard Widmark in The Card Game.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
From 67 years ago, April 12, 1954, Suspense on Classic Radio Theater. Elliot Lewis did these dreadfully dark stories, but it was some of the best of Suspense. So we thank you for tuning in, and we hope you'll enjoy a second episode of Suspense from earlier in the run of the show tomorrow. Please thank this radio station and support the advertisers. It is your kindness and courtesy and their kindness and courtesy that we remain on the air. And please thank them and support the advertisers. They pay the bills, don't you know? Our webpage, classicradio.stream, where you can stream our programs on demand, learn more about classic radio collecting, and contact me, classicradio.stream. And don't forget, our programs are available anywhere on the internet. Podcasts are served, including the iHeartRadio app, Spotify, Spreaker, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, or Overcast. Just search for USA Classic Radio Theater. Hope you got a great week coming up ahead. I know we do here. I'm Wyatt Cox. Please tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater on your favorite radio station and the USA Radio Network.
You're struggling with your mortgage.
This week at Macy's, get all set for spring with fresh sandals and sneakers, 40% off 2 or more pairs, and 30% off 1 pair. Add the perfect finishing touch with sparkling fine jewelry, 45 to 60% off. And get our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and rugs, 20 to 65% off. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. More at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
The Capital One Quicksilver Card Show.
Cut! The Capital One Quicksilver Card is simple. No need for a whole song and dance. Don't be sad. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. That's the spirit. The Capital One Quicksilver Card is simple, unlimited 1.5% cash back. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Capital One Bank, USA, N.A.
This spring, there's an outside chance you're ready for some outside projects and a 100% chance of saving at the Home Depot. Right now, stock up on 5 bags of EarthGrow or Vigoro mulch for only $10. Plus, with great low prices and free delivery on your favorite spring projects, you'll save in-store, online, store-wide. Bring on spring. The spring savings event now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limit 75 per customer. Color selection varies by store. While supplies last. Continental U.S. only.
Spring lawns are growing, and so are the possibilities for taking care of them. Stop in and check out your options during Lowe's Spring Fest, like Ego Outdoor Power Equipment now at Lowe's. Ego is the #1 rated battery platform in outdoor power, delivering power that exceeds gas without the noise and fumes. Choose the Ego 21-inch Select Cut Mower with dual blade cutting for premium mulching, bagging, and runtime performance. Shop in-store at Lowe's.com or on our app. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Selection varies by location, U.S. only.
Twitter and Instagram.
Grief and anger in Minnesota. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The governor says he'll demand that state lawmakers hold hearings on police reforms after the deadly shooting of a black man during a traffic stop arrest in a suburb of Minneapolis, even as a former officer's trial continues there over the death of George Floyd. Brooklyn Center Police Chief Tim Gannon says yesterday's shooting appears to be an accidental discharge.
As I watched the video and listened to the officer's commands, it is my belief that the officer had the intention to deploy their taser, but instead shot Mr. Wright with a single bullet.
The officer's now on administrative leave as that investigation continues. President Biden today asking questions but appealing for calm.
The president said he's seen the body cam footage released of Daunte Wright's shooting, calling it graphic.
Was it an accident? Was it intentional? That remains to be determined by a full-blown investigation.
He says he understands the community's anger over this,
but it will not justify violence and or looting.
President Biden says he has spoken to the mayor and the governor, but says he has not yet spoken to Daunte Wright's family.
Fox's Gernal Scott. The Minneapolis and St. Paul mayors just announcing states of emergency and curfews beginning at 7 p.m. tonight. The president defending his broader infrastructure proposals as part of a jobs plan.
The plan I propose is going to create millions of jobs, rebuild America, protect our supply chains, and revitalize American manufacturing.
This during a virtual meeting with CEOs about the global semiconductor shortage before a bipartisan Oval Office meeting with 8 lawmakers. The federal government deeper in red ink, budget deficit surging to an all-time high $1.7 trillion for the first 6 months of the fiscal year. That's nearly double the previous record. And it includes another round of stimulus checks, adding billions of dollars in spending last month. America is listening to Fox News.
Indeed is the job site that makes hiring as easy as 1, 2, 3. Post, screen, and interview. All on Indeed. Get your quality shortlist of candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description faster. Only pay for the candidates that meet must-have qualifications. According to Talent Nest, Indeed delivers 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined. If you're hiring, you need Indeed. Get started right now with the free $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/Fox. Indeed.com/Fox. Offer valid through June 30th. Terms and conditions apply.
An emotional day at the murder trial of former Minneapolis officer Derek Chauvin as the brother of George Floyd took the stand, crying as he looked at a picture of his brother and mother together. There was also more testimony on the cause of death.
Another medical expert, Dr. Jonathan Rich, who testified for the state, rejected defense claims that George Floyd died of a drug overdose with methamphetamine and fentanyl in his system, combined with a bad heart.
Do you have an opinion as to whether George Floyd would have lived if not for Mr. Chauvin's subdual and restraint of him for 9 minutes and 29 seconds on the ground?
Yes, I believe he would have lived.
The defense on cross-examination also asking Rich if Floyd would have survived if he had simply gotten into the squad car. Derek Chauvin's lawyer also expected to call his own medical experts when the state rests its case, which could be in a matter of days. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
Canada's most populous province, Ontario, just closing schools for in-person learning because of a rise in variant-driven COVID cases. A 4-week stay-at-home order started there last week. Some pizza customers in Texas have more to choose than just toppings.
Customers ordering pizza from a Domino's in Houston starting this week can decide whether the delivery comes from a human or a robot. The chain's Woodland Heights location is the first to offer the service, partnership with Neuro and its R2 robot to drop off pies. The autonomous, occupantless on-road vehicle with regulatory approval from the Department of Transportation uses radar, 360-degree cameras, and thermal imaging to direct its movement. Customers can track its location, then use a PIN number to retrieve the order from the bot. Lillian Wu, Fox News.
Stocks finished lower. The Dow down 55 points at the close. The S&P off a fraction after hitting a new high during the session. And Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Here's some breaking news that is very good for your business. Indeed now offers you everything you need in one place. Get instantly matched with quality candidates whose resumes are on Indeed fit your job description. Then schedule and interview top picks all in your Indeed dashboard. Indeed is the job site that makes hiring as easy as 1, 2, 3. Post, screen, and interview, all on Indeed. Get your quality shortlist of candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description faster. And schedule and complete video interviews in your Indeed dashboard. Indeed makes connecting with and hiring the right talent fast and easy. With tools like Indeed Instant Match, giving you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed fits your job description immediately. And Indeed skills tests that, on average, reduces hiring time by 27%. You can choose from more than 130 skills tests, or add your own. If you're hiring, you need Indeed. Get started right now with the free $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/Fox. Get a $75 credit at Indeed.com/Fox. Indeed.com/Fox. Offer valid through June 30th. Terms and conditions apply.
Here is a look at weather from the Heartland Newsfeed Weather Center. Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 64. Monday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 42. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 62. That's the latest weather. Check out more news and weather on our website at heartlandnewsfeed.com.
The USA Radio Network presents the greatest radio programs of all time.
Jack Benny Program.
Look, Bud, I said your money or your life. I'm thinking it over.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Straighten up that closet one of these days.
This is classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
The Bob Hope Show, transcribed direct from Hollywood.
Well, hello. Come right in. Oh, George, we've got company.
From Hollywood, the George Burns and Gracie Allen Show.
Now here's your host, Wyatt Cox.
Comedy this hour, Lum and Abner. Yeah, they did half-hour full shows. They didn't just do the little 15-minute shows. And in the 1949-50 season, they did a full season of half-hour shows. This one from April 12th, 1950, and it looks like that the Jot 'em Down store is going to be moving. But where?
The Lum and Abner Show. With your old friends Zazu Pitts, Andy Devine, Cliff Arquette, Jim Backett, music by Opie Case, and starring Lum and Abner. And here they are, your old favorites, Lum and Abner.
Abner, will you come over here and help me put this sign on the door?
Why, sure, Lum.
Just hold this nail in place while I whack it with a hammer.
Lum, suppose you hold a nail in place while I whack it with a hammer.
You think I'm crazy?
The trouble here is we're suffering from an oversupply of whackers.
Have you ever seen me hit anybody on the thumb with a hammer?
Yes. Last summer when Opie Cates helped you put up the screen.
Oh, that was just a little tap.
Tap? He smacked that thumb so flat it looked like he's carrying around a pancake flipper.
Why, he didn't even holler.
He let out such a beller all the fellers at the sawmill knocked off for lunch.
You stop exaggerating and hold that nail. Granny.
Lum, you couldn't hit that nail no matter if your whole life depended on it.
Oh, now be quiet.
Huh?
This
is my page-flipping finger here, Lum. Be
just
careful.
hold the nail in place. Okay, here goes. There. Now, how was that?
Not bad. Just aim it 2 more feet to the left, and I think you'll have it.
The trouble is the top of the nail is too small.
You couldn't drive that nail if I stuck it in between my teeth and let you hit me on the back of the head.
Don't give me any ideas. Now, just hold it in place. This time I'll keep my eyes open.
Good. I think one of us ought to know what's going on.
You ready now?
Yeah.
Here it goes.
Oh, you idiot. Why don't you watch what you're doing?
Abner Peabody, I didn't even touch that hand.
I know you didn't. You got the one I had in my pocket.
Never mind. I'll just set the sign in the window.
Yeah, set it there to look better. Hey, wait a minute. Store for sale.
Yeah. I decided we better sell this place, Abner, and move to a new location.
Now, wait just a minute, Lum. We ain't moving.
Oh, yes, we are.
Oh, no, we ain't.
Oh, yes, we are.
Oh, no, we ain't.
Oh, no, we ain't.
Oh, yes, we are.
I know you'd listen to reason. Now, start packing.
Now, wait, Lum. We've been in this location for 40 years. I don't see no sense in moving just when folks is beginning to know where we're at.
Well, 40 years ago, this was all right. We was in the heart of town then. But the heart is moved. We ain't in it no more.
What if we ain't in the heart of town? Where are we?
Well, I don't know, but the way business has been lately, I got a pretty good idea.
I still don't think we ought to move.
We've got to. This street is dead. All the traffic is now 2 blocks over on the state highway.
What state highway?
The 4-lane super-speed highway they put through in 1923.
They did?
Pity's sakes, Abner, didn't you know that?
Lum, I got more to do than go around looking for state highways. Besides, you're the one that's all that's bringing in the news. Why didn't you tell me about it?
Just found out about it yesterday myself.
Well, I still say this location is good enough for me.
Abner, don't you understand that things are changing? The town's been moving east.
It has?
Why, sure.
Didn't it like it over here?
The town has moved east, and we ain't moved with it.
Well, how could we? We didn't know it was going anywhere.
Look, Abner, I ain't got time to explain this to you. We've got to get out and look for a good location. Now, come on.
Yeah, well, wait now, Lum. I better lock up the cash drawer first.
No, don't bother. Maybe somebody will feel sorry for us and leave something in it. Come on, let's go.
Lum, ain't this kind of fur out in the country for a store?
Well, we got to be far-sighted about this.
Well, our customers are going to have to be far-sighted, too, or they'll never find us.
We don't have any competition out here.
Or any business. Is there wild animals around here?
Of course not. We ain't but 2 or 3 miles.
Wait a minute. Look there. Look in them bushes. A hippopotamus, Lum. A rhinoceros.
Abner, get down. I can't hold you in my arms like this.
Dog is a talking rhinoceros.
Hiya, feller.
Oh, my goodness, that's Andy Devine.
Hey, if you saw a bunch of little kids anyplace, I've organized a Cub Scout pack, and I can't find them nowhere.
Oh, my goodness. Are they lost?
No, I am.
Well, the town's just over that hill there, Andy, but ain't you worried about them young'uns rounding around the loose?
Oh, I don't think they'll do much damage.
Well, you better get back to them.
Yeah, all right. Hey, and say, if you see Miss Pitts in town, tell her we're going to have a membership meeting in the church basement late this afternoon.
Miss Pitts? Is she joining the Cub Scouts?
Yes, she's agreed to be our den mother.
Pitts? A mother? Bogus, how come her to take up scout work?
Well, she said she wanted to learn all that stuff, not tying.
I know who she's got in mind for that.
Woodcraft and trailing wild game.
Well, she's way ahead of them on that last one. She just about had Lum treed 3 or 4 times.
Well, she's beginning to make me nervous. Wish she'd stop going around singing that wild goose cry.
Say, would you fellas help me round up them young'uns?
Well, we'd like to, Andy, but we're out looking for a new location for the store. Have you saw any good-looking property?
That's cheap.
Well, I think there's a new subdivision going in just east of town near the river. I seen them planting a lot of trees there.
Goodness, that's right where we want to be. Who's in charge of it, do you know?
Yeah, now he's putting in a little office across from my barber shop. Now, I believe his name is F.W. Randolph.
Randolph. Hey, that sounds familiar. Abner, do you recollect anybody by that name?
Is he a tall, good-looking feller married to a woman named Agnes that run off with a paper hanger with 8 kids in Milwaukee?
No.
Just a shot in the dark.
Well, come on. We don't care who he is. Let's get over there and start talking business.
Coming in the store for Lum. I thought we was going over to see that Mr. Randolph.
Well, we can't now. I just recollected who that feller is. Frank W. Randolph's an old friend of mine.
Well, that's good, ain't it?
No, it ain't. Frank Randolph used to spend 3/4 of his time studying up ways to gyp me.
Well.
One time he sold me a half interest in an avocado factory.
Avocado factory?
Yes.
Well, you dumb. They don't even make them things anymore, do they?
Another time he wanted to sell me a 3rd interest in a Panama hat factory. But this time I was going to be smart. I told him I wanted to look the place over before I put my money in it.
Good for you.
So Frank said, sure, come on, we'll drive you out and see it. And we went out in the country, and he stopped at a big lake, and he said, well, there it is. And I said, where? He said, right there. They weave these Panama hats underwater.
Well, now, I have heard of that.
And I said, I don't believe it. He said, all right, slip off your breeches and dive in and see for yourself. So that's just what I done.
Hey, Doggers, I'm proud of you, Lord.
Yes, sir. I swam around and couldn't see a dad-blame thing. When I come up, I discovered Frank had run off with my breeches and my wallet.
Well, maybe this'd be a good chance to get him back from him.
No, it ain't safe for me to go near him. He'd gyp me again just sure as the world.
What?
Of course, now, there is one way we could deal with him. We could set up a dummy corporation.
A dummy corporation?
Yeah.
Doggers, I know just the man for president of it.
Oh, no, it can't be me. That'd be some other dummy. It's got...
minute. I think I see just the fellow we're looking for. Old gossip monger Arquette.
Yeah, howdy, fella.
Yeah, howdy, Cliff. We were just talking about you.
About me? Well, hurry up and tell it. I ain't heard any interesting gossip all day.
Well, Cliff, we was wondering if you'd head up a dummy corporation to handle a transaction for us.
Well, I doubt if I'll have time, Lum. I just started working as a census taker.
Well, that don't take all your time, does it?
Well, it does if you do a thorough job like I'm doing. I ask them how many kids they got, what does your husband do, how much does he make a week, who he's been running around with lately.
Well, what does the government want to know that for?
They don't. I just slipped that one in myself.
Well, Cliff, I'm sure you could handle this job of ours.
Well, I don't know. I'm also putting in part-time at the post office.
What do? Sort the mail?
No, steam it. I steamed one piece of mail this morning for an hour and a half, and it wouldn't open. Finally discovered it was a postcard.
Well, Cliff, why don't you settle down and stop prying into other folks' affairs?
Why, sure, Cliff. You're too old to be working all day over a hot kettle.
Look, Cliff, all we want you to do is...
Well, I'm too tired to handle it today. I went to a party last night at the old lady's home. And was that a humdinger? Why, it didn't break up till 8:30.
Why, you old night owl.
Why, I say, the Ovaltine flowed like water. Maud Toops got so loaded, somebody had to drive her a wheelchair.
Oh, my face.
And as for Luella Athelberry, well, I'm not talking.
Well, that's a relief.
Now, what about Luella?
Well, sir, I don't like to brag, but did she make a play for me?
She did.
First she winked at me, then I winked back. She winked at me again. I winked back.
Oh, you was clicking.
Yeah. She winked. I winked.
Yeah? Then what happened?
Nothing. We was both tuckered out from winking.
Cliff, this job ain't going to take a whole lot of strength. All we want you to do is buy us a nice lot from a feller named Frank Randolph.
Randolph? Oh, I bought one of them lots from him this morning.
Sure enough? What'd he stick you for it?
$50.
50.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of high, too.
Hi, why, no, that's dirt cheap.
Hey, you can't get dirt much cheaper.
Well, I didn't know, and this Randolph said he was new in the business, said he didn't know what to charge.
Granny's, I'll say he don't. Cliff, will you watch the store for a few minutes?
Well,
Good. Come on, Abner.
Yeah, I'm coming. Hey, where are we going, Mom?
Over to Randolph's office. Granny, if we can buy a bunch of them lots at that price, we can clean up.
Oh, good for us.
And this will give me a chance to finally get even with that varmint Randolph. I knowed if I waited long enough, someday the worm would turn.
Yeah, you sure have. Come on, let's hurry.
A lot different listening to Lum and Abner with a full cast and a full orchestra than just, the two of them or the three of them in there and, the organ. You are listening to Lum and Abner, April 12th, 1950, here on Classic Radio Theater.
You're struggling.
This week at Macy's, get all set for spring with fresh sandals and sneakers, 40% off 2 or more pairs, and 30% off 1 pair. Add the perfect finishing touch with sparkling fine jewelry, 45 to 60% off. And get our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and rugs, 20 to 65% off. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. More at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Spring lawns are growing, and so are the possibilities for taking care of them. Stop in and check out your options during Lowe's Spring Fest, like Ego Outdoor Power Equipment, now at Lowe's. Ego is the #1 rated battery platform in outdoor power, delivering power that exceeds gas without the noise and fumes. Choose the Ego 21-inch Select Cut Mower with dual blade cutting for premium mulching, bagging, and runtime performance. Shop in-store at Lowe's.com or on our app. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Selection varies by location, U.S. only.
Of all the streaming services out there, only one is different. Discovery Plus. It's the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet. 55,000 episodes of food, love, true crime, home, From networks like TLC, HGTV, and tons more. Yes! With stars like Chip and Jo, an exclusive new series from 90 Day Fiancé, all in one place. Bam! Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like Taylor Swift choosing what to wear.
It's looking kind of chilly out today. I think I'll go with a cardigan.
Yep, even easier than that. And with our top-rated app, you can bank anytime, anywhere, making Capital One an even easier decision. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
New consumer accounts only. Approval required. Terms apply. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
I get so many emails and calls about CBD, the incredible oil from the hemp plant that's being used to provide relief to millions for joint discomfort, inflammation, and nagging injuries. It's the most talked about alternative health breakthrough in years. The CBD product I always recommend comes from CBD Labs, the gold standard of CBD. CBD Labs oil goes to work fast to relieve your discomfort and deliver the results one thought nearly impossible without a prescription. This powerful oil is not marijuana and contains no THC, the ingredient that gets you high. Oh yeah, CBD Labs oil has also been used to help thousands get a great night's sleep. Don't be fooled by all the imitators. Call now and find out how to get a free bottle while supplies last.
To get your free bottle of CBD Labs CBD oil, call 800-650-9814. That's 800-650-9814. Get your free bottle for a limited time. Call now. 800-650-9814. 800-650-9814.
Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. More of Lum and Abner as it was originally broadcast April 12th, 1950.
See anybody in there?
Yeah, somebody run the adding machine. Hey, maybe that... no, that's OPK.
Opie? Mr. Randolph must have hired him for an office boy.
Dogie, just look at him working that machine. Well, he's a regular automat.
Now, I hope he ain't adding up all the lots that's been sold so far. There won't be none left.
You reckon other folks is buying?
Well, they're bound to at that price.
Huh?
I'm glad we're good friends of Opie's. He can get us right into Mr. Randolph's office. Come on.
Yeah.
Say, Opie, we want to see you.
Be with you in a second, boy.
Yes, sir.
I had no idea he knows how to work that thing. He must have been going to night school every day.
Say, Opie, could you stop for just a second?
Yeah, I might as well. This thing's no good.
No good? What's the matter with it?
I put over $15 nickels in it and ain't hit the jackpot once.
Well, that ain't no slot machine. It's an adding machine.
It is? No wonder I had such a hard time figuring out where to put the nickels.
Didn't you see them little numbers you was printing up there?
Sure, but I thought that was just my score.
Well, look, Opie, we want you to take us in to see Mr. Randolph right away.
Oh, I can't do that, Lum.
Yes, you can. Don't friendship mean nothing to you? Who lent you money when you was sick and then come to see you 4 or 5 times every day? Wouldn't hardly let you out of their sight.
The Ajax Finance Company.
I don't mean that.
They got me back on my feet, though. The last time they was there, they took the bed right out from under me.
Don't you recollect the time I lent you some money?
I sure do. That's why I switched to Ajax.
Yeah, your rates was getting pretty high. I'm holding his little brother that over.
Now, look, Opie, here's a couple of dollars.
I told you I wasn't doing business with you no more.
This ain't a loan. It's just to make you change your mind about slipping us in to see Mr. Randolph.
Well, Law, maybe we got to get an appointment first.
All right, we'll get one.
Yeah.
Opie, write our name down in that appointment book. That's it on the desk there, ain't it?
Well, I guess so. But, gosh, are you sure this is all right, Lum?
Of course it is. What time can you put us down for?
Well, how about 11 o'clock?
Good.
That time is taken.
You just got to get in there. Here's another $1. Put our name ahead of everybody else's.
Well, all right. Whatever you say. There you are.
Well, good. Now, can you take us in to see him?
Lum, I can't do that.
Why not? You work here, don't you?
Well, gosh, no. I just come in to play the slot machine.
How do you like that? We wasted all that time.
And $3.
Come on, let's get in there.
Yeah.
Yes? What is it?
Oh, my goodness, Miss Pitt.
Bogus, are you working here, too?
No, I'm just waiting for Mr. Randolph to come in.
Why, was you aiming on talking business with him?
If nothing more interesting develops, yes. I'm selling greeting cards to raise money for our new Cub Scout pack.
Oh, yes. Andy told us you was going to be the den mother.
Could I interest you in some cards, Mr. Edwards?
Well, no, you see, I
have some lovely numbers. Now, here's a beautiful graduation day card.
I'd rather not hear it.
You're leaving school today, my son. A reward for your endurance. You'll soon be eligible now to draw your unemployment insurance.
Oh, that's sweet.
Here's a very sentimental one for May Day.
Hey, have you got one in there for Groundhog's Day? There's a little groundhog over by my place. I'd like to get him something.
Well, now, please listen to this one. Upon your
Miss
door,
Tiff, if you don't mind, please.
No, I don't mind. Upon your door, I hang a basket of heliotrope and heather. I hang it on hope someday we'll hang one on together.
Oh, that's nice. I don't understand it, but it's awful sweet.
I have a lovely anniversary card that starts out, "Oh, husband dear, I've looked for you the whole wide world over."
Well, don't read it to me.
Oh, dear, I must have lost that husband one someplace. I better go look for it.
Yeah, do that. And if you find it, make a carbon copy of it and then throw both of them away, please.
Well, I'll find it, and I'll be back. Goodbye.
Goodness, how am I ever going to get that woman to stop thinking marriage? It's so wonderful.
Marry her. That'll do it quicker than anything I know of.
Well, I ain't going to worry about that now. Let's sit down and wait for Mr. Randolph to show up.
Yeah, all right. Hey, would you lend me a nickel,
Sure, what do you want to do, get a cup of coffee?
No, I thought I'd play the ad machine there.
Thanks, Abner. Get away from that thing. You're as bad as Opie.
Hey, dog is llama, hit it! Dad, blame it.
All right, you've lost all your winnings. Now will you quit?
Lom, if you'll just lend me one more...
No. Wait a minute, there he comes. Huh? That's old Frank Randolph, all right.
Oh, howdy, gentlemen. Sorry if I've kept you waiting. Well, for Pete's sake, look who's here.
You recognize me, huh?
Why, sure. Jughead Edwards. How are you anyway there, boy?
Oh, I'm fine. Say, Frank, I want you to shake hands with Mr. Peabody.
Peabody? I'm glad to know you.
Yeah, howdy do you do. I'm Jughead's partner.
Looks like they're talking nice to one another again. April 12th, 1950, Lum and Abner, the conclusion in 4 minutes on Classic Radio Theater.
Introducing Peacock, the new free streaming service from NBC Universal. It's hit movies, current shows, live sports, trending bits, and timeless hits. And that's why you can't not watch. Peacock. Watch for free, upgrade for more. Stream now at peacocktv.com. Law & Order SVU streaming now.
Are you a gig worker or self-employed? Womply has helped over 100,000 small businesses get a PPP loan. You may qualify for up to $41,000 in 100% forgivable loans. The program ends soon and funds are limited. Apply now at womply.com/apply. That's WOMPLY.com/apply.
Small business owners, is your internet making office tasks painfully slow? Are your file upload speeds sluggish? Are your video calls choppy? You need more speed. AT&T Business Fiber gives you up to 20 times faster upload speeds at half the price of cable. Faster upload speeds mean smoother, less glitchy video conferencing and faster file transfers. Visit att.com/businessfast or call 844-647-FAST to get our best price on our best service. Imagine it, up to 20 times faster upload speeds at half the price of cable. AT&T experts can help you upgrade to AT&T Business Fiber. Soon, you're going to love your internet. Call 844-647-FAST now. Comparison by Telogical Systems, 12-2020.
The sweet aromas of the apple fritter, cinnamon roll, and blueberry muffin are hard to resist. So making it home without reaching into the McDonald's bag is no easy task. Make it easier by ordering ahead on the McDonald's app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Mobile order and pay at participating McDonald's.
You're struggling with your mortgage.
Your old drill has seen better days, and you're ready for something new. At Lowe's, we have just what you need. Skill Power Core 12 cordless power tools. Need to install something? Build something? Fix anything? Skill Power Core 12 cordless power tools can take it on. Imagine longer runtime, 5-minute recharge, even a USB port to charge your mobile devices. Shop in-store at Lowe's.com or on our app. Charges 0 to 25% in 5 minutes based on 2 amp-hour battery, U.S. only.
It's spring. Time to take in a breath of fresh savings on appliances at the Home Depot's Spring Savings Event. In-store, online, all season long. Save a bundle on the Samsung Front-Load Platinum Washer and Dryer. Plus, get free and flexible delivery. That'll give a whole new meaning to spring cleaning and a whole new upgrade to your laundry. Bring on spring with the Spring Savings Event now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only while supplies last.
This week at Macy's, get all set for spring with fresh sandals and sneakers, 40% off 2 or more pairs, and 30% off 1 pair. Add the perfect finishing touch with sparkling fine jewelry, 45 to 60% off. And get our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and rugs, 20 to 65% off. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. More at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
The Capital One Quicksilver Card Show.
Cut! The Capital One Quicksilver Card is simple. No need for a whole song and dance. Don't be sad. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. That's the spirit. The Capital One Quicksilver Card is simple, unlimited 1.5% cash back. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Capital One Bank, USA, N.A.
As it was originally broadcast April 12th, 1950.
Sit down, Lum, and tell me all about yourself. Well, we can't stay long, Frank. I just come over to see about buying a lot or two from you.
Well, I'll be glad to sell you one. It's a good idea to buy now because I suspect after a while they might go up a little.
Yeah, a little maybe.
Yeah.
I was wondering, Frank, if I could get a whole bunch of them lots.
A whole bunch? Oh, I wouldn't let you do that, Lum. I know you're just trying to help me out.
But I insist, Frank. What are old friends for if it ain't to do them now, or do them a good turn, that is?
Yeah, there ain't nobody Lum would rather give the business to than an old friend.
Well, you'd just be throwing your money away, Lum.
Well, see, I'm trying to get shut of some of it so as I can get into a lower tax bracket.
Well, if you get any lower, the Internal Revenue Department's going to have to dredge for you.
Be quiet, Ed.
Well, Lum, now the general rule in a deal like this is to sell only one lot to a person.
Oh?
Now, of course, it'd be different if you were married and had several children. Then I could sell you a lot for each member of your family and, wait a minute. Are you married, Lum?
Well, to be honest,
Excuse me, but I found it. Oh, husband dear, I've looked for you.
Husband dear? Why, Lum, you old rascal.
Well, just a minute here.
Golly, I'm glad to meet you, Mrs. Edwards. Let me just shake your hand.
All right, but don't shake me too hard. I don't want to wake up.
Old Lum never said a word about this. He never even mentioned the subject of marriage.
You have no idea how he avoids that subject.
By golly, I'd love to have been at your wedding.
So would I.
Yes, sir, that's one event I'm certainly sorry that I missed out on.
Well, we'd be glad to run through it again for you.
We would not.
Say, I've got a little camera here. I'd like to get a snapshot of you two. Stand close together. Put your arms around each other.
Lum, you heard what the man said.
Come on, let's have a big hug.
Yes, sir.
Oh, now look what you done. You broke my cigars.
Hold still. I got it.
Good. Now I reckon you can sell me two of them lots.
Oh, sure. Tell me, how many children do you have?
None.
6. What'd you say?
None.
6.
That makes 12 altogether. There's 12 more lots you can get, Lum.
Well, by golly, Lum, I had no idea you had a family like that.
Well, I'm a little bewildered by it myself.
Tell me, are they boys or girls?
Practically all of them, yes.
Well, I'd sure love to see some of the little tykes.
Say, Lum, I'm looking for Miss... Oh, there you are, Mother.
Mother! You certainly grow them big out here, Lum.
Yeah, he's a big, healthy boy, all right.
They spike his pablum with Vigoro.
Now, what's going on here anyway?
Just keep your rompers on, Junior. Daddy will explain it all to you later.
Well, sir, I'm glad to meet you, young man. I'll bet you were a cute little baby.
How much you want to bet?
Let me look at you. Yes, sir, you've got your mother's eyes, but you've got Lum's head.
Well, he don't use it much anyway.
Yes, sir, and you've got your dad's nose and your mother's chin.
Hey, when you get down to that stomach, it's all his.
Well, son, tell me, do you manage to keep yourself busy?
Oh, yeah, we're organizing a Cub Scout pack.
Yeah, and I'll bet you'll make a good one, too.
Oh, I'm the leader.
I don't doubt it.
And she's the mother.
Yes, I know.
Oh, and that reminds me, Mother, the reason I come over here was to tell you that you've got 18 boys now.
18? Well, I thought it was 12.
I thought it was 17.
No, we counted them again, and there's 18.
They're kind of hard to keep track of, especially since we got that new vacuum cleaner.
I'd like to get a picture of you three together. I'd like to get one with Sonny sitting on his parents' lap.
It's easier to get one with the parents sitting on Sonny's lap.
Now, Lum, you stand right behind Sonny, and... No, I can't see you there. No, you stand in front of him and have your wife there stand beside you.
Shall we do that hugging one again?
Wait a minute. Lum, did he say your wife?
Yes, Sonny.
Holy smoke, did you two finally get married?
Junior, you better run on to that scout meeting, and Mother, you go with him.
Well, all right. Oh, goodbye, Mr. Edwards. I enjoyed every minute of our marriage.
That's a great little woman you've got there, Lum. Yes, sir, there's nothing like a family.
Sure, nothing like that.
How many lots does that entitle me to?
Well, it's 18 children. Let me see. And you and the missus, that makes 20. That's $50 apiece. That'll come to $1,000.
Strange. Well, let's see. Abner?
No.
I was just going to ask you to hand me that pen so I can make out a check.
Oh, well, that's it. Here you are.
All I want you to do is sign it. I'll pay you back out of my profit. Sign right here.
All right. A-B. How do you spell? Oh, yeah, I'll recollect. Yeah. There you are, mister.
Well, that's fine. And here's the receipt for the lot. Sure was good seeing you again. Drop in any time.
Oh, I will. So long, Frank. Come on, Abner.
Yeah.
We sure put that over, huh?
We sure did, Jughead.
I finally got even with that varmint after all these years. Have you got that receipt there?
Yeah, I was just reading it here.
Oh, I tell you, I was shaking in my boots, scared something would happen. Scared he's going to catch on any minute. I bet you I died 20 deaths in there.
Well, you're all set for every one of them, too. Just look at this receipt. You just bought yourself 20 of the choicest lots in the new Pine Ridge Cemetery. Did you make out with Mr. Randolph? Did he buy your cemetery lot?
Oh, yeah, he's awful nice about it. There's a changed man there, Abner.
Did he give you the $1,000 back?
No, I got something way yonder better than that. He gave me a fourth interest in a rhinestone mine.
See you next week, everybody. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
There you have it, April 12th, 1950, Lum and Abner on Classic Radio Theater.
Let me be straight with you. This is a radio commercial for 3 small business insurance. The policy has no fine print. It's clear what's covered. So while you can't see the following scene, just know that this pet store is protected by 3.
Joe, did you leave the snake tank open?
Look, I don't want to point fingers, but yes.
It's biting me. Sorry, sir. I'm calling my lawyer.
They're going to need some help with this mess. Luckily, they have 3. No fine print, just exceptional coverage. 3 is a product of Berkshire Hathaway Direct Insurance Company. 3, no nonsense, just common sense.
This week at Macy's, get all set for spring with fresh sandals and sneakers, 40% off 2 or more pairs, and 30% off 1 pair. Add the perfect finishing touch with sparkling fine jewelry, 45 to 60% off. And get our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and rugs, 20 to 65% off. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. More at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Your old drill has seen better days, and you're ready for something new. At Lowe's, we have just what you need. Skill Power Core 12 cordless power tools. Need to install something? Build something? Fix anything? Skill Power Core 12 cordless power tools can take it on. Imagine longer runtime, 5-minute recharge, even a USB port to charge your mobile devices. Shop in-store at Lowe's.com or on our app. Charges 0 to 25% in 5 minutes based on 2 amp-hour battery, U.S. only.
Of all the streaming services out there, only one is different. Discovery Plus. It's the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet. 55,000 episodes of food, love, true crime, home, from networks like TLC, HGTV, and tons more. Yes! With stars like Chip and Jo, an exclusive new series from 90 Day Fiancé, all in one place. Bam! Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
Couple Next Door starring Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce, as it was originally broadcast April 12th, 1960.
All right, dear, what is it? What did you say?
I said, why are you vacuuming the living room? Isn't this the day Mrs. Tanny comes to clean?
Yes?
Then why are you racing around getting the place all cleaned up?
Oh, go eat your breakfast, darling, please. Go
No, I mean it. Why do you waste so much energy getting the place ready for her to clean?
She works for Mrs. Houston, too. She's always telling me how meticulous Mrs. Houston is, how spotless her house is. I don't want Mrs. Tanny to think I'm slovenly.
Well, look, if you pay somebody to do the cleaning...
Did you fluff up the bath mat nicely when you took your shower, or is it in a wet, soggy mess?
It's in a wet, soggy mess. Now, look here.
Really, darling, go eat your breakfast. Will you please get through with it?
You
Go
eating
on.
with me?
Well, I just had orange juice. That's all I want. And I'd appreciate it if you'd finish your breakfast so I could get your dishes done up before I have to drive over and get Mrs. Tenney, which I'll have to do in about 15 minutes.
She coming earlier?
Yes, I told her you got up early, that you had such terribly early office hours, and she said she'd like to start earlier, too. Then she'd get through sooner, you know. And that's why I'd like you to hurry and eat your breakfast so I can do up the dishes. Mrs. Tenney hates to walk in and find the kitchen full of dirty dishes. Well, she said right away it takes all the ambition out of her, and I know what she means.
For Pete's sake, you are paying her to come here and clean the house.
She told me flatly she doesn't like to start the day doing dishes. She says it throws her completely off her cleaning schedule, so I do the kitchen and get that cleaned up before she gets to it.
It seems to me if Mrs. Tenney would apportion her work correctly, she'd have time to do everything. I mean, what do you have her for, anyhow, if you have to get the house all cleaned up before she even gets here?
Oh, please, darling, go eat your breakfast, huh? Will you finish that little dab of orange juice, dear, so I can wash the glass? Just finish that little dab. Thank you.
Honey, will you please stop hovering over me like
Well,
that?
I've got to leave in 5 minutes to pick up Mrs. Tenney, and I told you I'd like to do up the dishes first.
Where's my plate?
Oh, I thought you were through with it. I washed it.
No, I am not through with it. I'm having another piece of toast.
Well, I'm sorry.
Look, it is absolutely ridiculous the way you kowtow to Mrs. Tenney. You think you were working for her.
Well, look, Mrs. Tenney and I get along just fine. Just don't interfere now, if you don't
Where's
mind.
the butter?
I put it away. I thought you were through. Well, you never eat more than 2 pieces of toast. Do you have to have butter on it?
Yes, yes,
right,
I have to have butter on it.
All right.
Doggone it.
Well, just here. I'll hold the butter dish. Just take some off what you need.
All right, well, Oh, give me that butter dish. Honestly, for Pete's sake, I can't hack off butter while you hold it like that. Thank you.
You got all you want?
Yeah, would you close the refrigerator, please? I'd like to keep the butter until I'm finished.
Oh.
All right, and you can pour me another cup of coffee, if you will.
How many have you had?
2.
I only made 6, dear, and I had 2, and the other 2 are for Mrs. Tenney. Now, you don't need to look like that. You never drink more than 2. And Mrs. Tenney can't start the day until she sits down the minute she gets here, and she has 2 quick cups of coffee.
I suppose the reason we have percolated coffee this morning is because that's the only kind Mrs. Tenney will drink. Huh?
Look, dear,
Huh?
do you mind?
And I
Do you
suppose,
mind?
although we pay her by the hour, she expects to walk in here and just sit down and have 2 cups of coffee before she starts her work. And she does that on our time, huh?
Oh, now, listen, she is absolutely wonderful, and I don't want to lose her. And I don't mind doing up the kitchen. I would rather she would start on the upstairs. And then when Betsy and Bobby get up, I don't have Mrs. Tenney trying to clean up the kitchen while they eat. Besides, I'm hoping she has time today to wash some of the windows.
Just ask her. Just ask her. For Pete's sake, you pay her. Look, she will have more respect for you if you just say to her, Mrs. Tenney, I would like you to wash the windows. Just tell her you want them washed.
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, I don't know. You think I am too wishy-washy with her?
Yes, I do.
Mrs. Tenney, I would like certain windows washed today, too.
That's the way. That's it.
Well, I'll see if I have the courage. Well, I better get my coat and the car keys and go get her at the bus stop.
Well, is there any reason why she can't walk from the bus stop?
Oh, please do. What's the matter with you this morning? Now, it's quite a ways. You know that.
It is not that far. Boy, you wait on her hand and foot. You chauffeur her around.
Well, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'll be right back. Doesn't take me any time at all to go pick her up. Oh, and, dear, I'd appreciate it. I mean, don't say anything to Mrs. Tenney when we get back. I mean, just be, pleasant.
Oh, yeah, pleasant. All right, dear. I will be utterly charming.
Well, it's nice to get in here where it's warm.
I'm sorry. The heater didn't work in the car, Mrs. Tenney. I'll have to have it fixed, I guess. I am sorry.
Oh, I'll be all right as soon as I've had my coffee. And then I'll start on the upstairs as usual.
Well, yes, if you will, please. And, Mrs. Tenney, I mean, I'd like to have the... Well, I mean, if you have any time, any extra time, I was wondering if maybe perhaps you would wash the windows in our bedroom. I mean, they don't have to be done today at all. I mean, just if you get time. Well, you don't have to do them all, but since we'll be starting the spring house cleaning soon, I thought, if you did maybe just a few windows at a time, one or two.
Well, I don't know if I'll have time to do any windows, Miss Piper, if you want me to do the curtains in Betsy's room today.
Oh, no. Well, probably you wouldn't.
And I'd like to start the new arrangement next week, if that's all right with you, Miss Piper.
Well, of course, Mrs. Tenney, Saturday is rather a bad day. I thought when you were here that one Saturday, a week ago, when we were going to the family reunion, I thought that coming that Saturday was an exception.
If I'm going to continue to work for you, Miss Piper, and I thought my work had been satisfactory...
Oh, it has. My goodness, I couldn't do without you, Mrs. Tenney. Oh, you're just wonderful, and I'm sure we can work something out. But well, now, look, why don't you just sit down and have your coffee and let me talk to my husband before he goes to work,
well,
I think.
Just as you say, Miss Piper.
Yes.
But I'm afraid it's either Saturday or not at all.
Yes. All right, Mrs. Tenney. Well, I'll talk to Mr. Piper, dear.
Oh, golly, of
Dear.
course I cannot find all the papers from
I
the
can talk to
office
you.
I was working on last night. Oh, here they are.
Listen,
I got them.
Come in, you're done. I have to talk to you. Come in and close the door.
What? What's the matter?
Close the door.
What? Secrets from Mrs. Tenney?
Listen, Mrs. Tenney wants to come Saturdays instead of Tuesdays from now on.
Saturdays?
Her husband has changed his hours or something wherever he works. Now he'll be home Tuesdays, and she wants to be there. Also, he'll be getting off work at 2 in the afternoon. So she wants to be here by 6 and leave by 2, you see, in the afternoon, which means that we'll have to get up early on Saturdays, too, if we do.
Get up at 6?
Well, if she
on
wants
Saturdays?
to...
I'm not getting up at any 6 o'clock on Saturdays.
Dear,
Well,
please
I
lower
get
your
bad
voice.
enough to get up at the crack of dawn every other day without getting
Well,
up
you
at...
are used to it, honey. Oh, please don't be difficult now. I mean, she's...
Don't be difficult.
It's so hard to get help. You have no idea. And I will never get anyone who cleans as well as Mrs. Tenney. I mean, she is just...
Well, that is for sure. I'm sure I don't think there's anybody like Mrs. Tenney in any respect.
Dear.
Well, all right. So she comes on Saturdays. Why do I have to get up? You want me to get up and get her some breakfast?
Oh, don't be silly, but she always starts on our bedroom. Anyhow, you couldn't sleep. She'll be running the vacuum, and it'll be...
Oh, look, I am home on Saturdays. I don't like the place in a turmoil.
I know. I don't like you to... Oh, dear, I don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do.
Tell her to stick to her regular schedule of coming on Tuesdays.
Well, she has a lot on her mind right now. Her sister's sick, and her little nephew broke his collarbone.
Well, I am very sorry. I'm not going to get up at 6 o'clock on Saturdays because Mrs. Tenney's little nephew broke his little collarbone. Now, you look here. I've had enough of this. I've had enough. You are hiring her, for Pete's sake. You are an employer. She's an employee, just as I'm an employee, and I take my orders from Mr. Crenshaw, who takes his orders from the New York office. In turn, my secretary is an employee and takes her orders from me.
Oh, dear. I don't know what to do. Now, listen, Mrs. Tenney is very nice. I don't want her to think, that I'm not nice to her.
Darling, I am not asking you not to be nice to her, but you're an employer, and I want you to run this place on a business-like basis. Yes. Now, Mrs. Tenney, may I see you a moment, please?
What are you going to do now? Look, honestly, I'd rather lose you than Mrs. Tenney.
She will
Please
have much
don't interfere.
Much more respect for you. Now, just sit down. Just sit down. Mrs. Tenney?
You want to see me, Mr. Piper?
Yes, I did, Mrs. Tenney. Sit down, please. Mrs. Tenney, I'm sorry to say that changing from Tuesdays to Saturdays is not convenient to Mrs. Piper or to me, and I think it'll be best for everyone if we stick to the regular schedule.
Well, it's not best for me, Mr. Piper. Oh. And if my work has not been satisfactory...
Nobody said anything about your work, Mrs. Tenney. Naturally, we appreciate everything you have done.
Well, sometimes I don't think people appreciate anything that's done for them. Not a word of thanks did I get, not a phone call or a postcard or anything after me being so careful to hide your silverware and things. And I want to say right here and now...
Silverware?
What do you mean, Mrs. Tenney?
I haven't had one word of thanks. Not even this morning when you picked me up. Well, and it sure is true that no matter how much you do for people, they never appreciate it. And now that I ask one small favor, with my sister sick and everything, and my husband changing his hours...
Excuse me, just what was that about our silver?
Yes, Mrs. Tenney, our silver. What do you...
I left a note for you. That Saturday, you just went off to a family reunion or something and left the basement door wide open and 2 windows. And then my sister was took sick in the middle of the day, and I had to rush off without finishing.
A note? I didn't see any notes, Mrs. Tenney.
Never mind the silver, Mrs. Tenney. What about it?
I put your chest of silverware in the attic. That's what about it.
In the attic?
And Mrs. Piper's jewelry box, too. Well, you even walked off and left the front door unlocked. Well, now the word of thanks that I had, and that was over a week ago.
Mrs. Tenney, I didn't know. I didn't see any note. I'm so sorry.
Love of Mike, look, I better call the police and the insurance guy.
You mean call the police?
Never mind, Mrs. Tenney. I never got your note. We thought it had been stolen. Honestly, I can't comprehend. Oh, we do thank you, Mrs. Tenney.
Yes, Pete, really. We can't thank you enough, Mrs. Tenney.
Well, I'm not one of those people who has to be thanked, but it just does seem to me that when I ask one small, tiny favor that...
yes, Mrs. Tenney, I understand. I guess Saturdays would be fine, just fine.
Oh, I think maybe Saturday would be even better, dear. We might find that it would be better, yes. Where did you leave the note, Mrs. Tenney? I never saw it.
Well, I don't remember, but I know I left one.
Oh, golly, well, for goodness sake, just Saturdays would be fine. We both think, Mrs. Tenney.
Oh, we thank you.
Well, that's nice to find. And by the way, most women I know clean the house so that the cleaning lady doesn't think they're slobs. Peg Lynch, Alan Bunce, the couple next door on Classic Radio Theater. Visit our webpage at classicradio.stream, classicradio.stream, or you can also find our programs anywhere podcasts are served, including the iHeartRadio app and Spotify. Search for USA Classic Radio Theater. Thank this radio station and support the advertisers. Doing that, you're supporting free radio. And tell your friends the great radio shows are back right here. Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station and the USA Radio Network.
Waiting for spring is one thing. Waiting for spring savings is another. At the Home Depot, you don't have to wait for either one. Our best prices of the season are here now. In-store, online, store-wide. Get a 40-volt battery-powered Ryobi string trimmer for just $159. And more savings on everything, from fresh paint to power blowers. You've waited long enough. Bring on spring. The Spring Savings Event, now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid through April 18th while supplies last.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like Taylor Swift choosing what to wear.
It's looking kind of chilly out today. I think I'll go with a cardigan.
Yep, even easier than that. And with our top-rated app, you can bank anytime, anywhere, making Capital One an even easier decision. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
New consumer accounts only. Approval required. Terms apply. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Take a fresh approach to caring for your lawn this season during Lowe's SpringFest. Our line of Cobalt 40-volt max outdoor power tools lets you take on mowing, blowing, trimming, and more. And they're all battery-powered, so you don't need gas. Pick up a Cobalt 40-volt max 20-inch push mower with mulching, bagging, and side discharge for $50 less, now $249. And get a Cobalt 40-volt max trimmer and blower combo kit for just $229. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Valid through 4/21, U.S. only.
You heard you could save big when you bundle home and auto with Progressive, so you went online to check it out. But then you saw a link for a survey about which type of bread you are. And now you're on question 17, barely scratching the surface of your bread identity. You always thought of yourself as a brioche, but are you actually more of a pumpernickel? Ah, yes. They said it was easy to save money bundling with Progressive, but they forgot about the rest of the internet. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
This week at Macy's, get all set for spring with fresh sandals and sneakers, 40% off 2 or more pairs, and 30% off 1 pair. Add the perfect finishing touch with sparkling fine jewelry, 45 to 60% off. And get our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and rugs, 20 to 65% off. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. More at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Of all the streaming services out there, only one is different. Discovery Plus. It's the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet. 55,000 episodes of food, love, true crime, home, from networks like TLC, HGTV, and tons more. Yes! With stars like Chip and Jo, an exclusive new series from 90 Day Fiancé, all in one place. Bam! Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
Using an overpriced trash bag?
Pricey, pricey, pricey!
A bag that breaks?
Whippy, whippy, whippy!
Or a smelly bag?
Stinky, stinky, stinky!
You gotta snag Hefty's Ultra Strong Trash Bag. Always at an ultra low price.
Hefty, hefty, hefty!
It has Arm & Hammer odor control, so your nose and your wallet will be...
happy, happy, happy!
Hefty Ultra Strong Trash Bags. Hefty strong all day long.
Hefty, hefty, hefty!
Through this together. If you have the means, we encourage you to participate in the gift card challenge. That's a simple thing you can do to help people around you. Just buy a gift card from one of your favorite local businesses, then use it when things get back to normal. Or be a rock star and give it to someone working on the front line.
Hi, it's Jason Benetti for ready.illinois.gov with a message about emergency planning for the 1,000 plan for ourselves, our families, even our pets. But the plan and the emergency tips for designing an emergency disaster shoes is deaf and or has substantial hearing loss. Ready.illinois.gov has the answers. There's even Illinois.gov has great tips for to make your own disaster planner kit. Visit ready.illinois.gov.
Sponsored by the Illinois Emergency Management Agency.
You're listening to the Heartland Newsfeed Radio Network, newsfeed.com.
This stream is supported by advertisers and contributions by
Twitter and Instagram. Just getting word of multiple people. Superintendent tweeting that the scene is secure, but no details yet on curfews take effect a few hours from now in Minneapolis and St. Paul after the deadly shooting during a traffic stop arrest yesterday that led to violence.
Brooklyn Center Police Chief Tim Gannon write as, quote, an accidental discharge shot intended to use a taser, not a...
Justice is done.
Summer's murder of George Floyd.
It's a really tragic thing.
that happened.
He says the anger are real, but also says it doesn't justify gas on a crowd outside the Brooklyn Center police station. He says frozen cans of soap.
Right now with the free $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/Fox. Indeed.
Including Tucson Police Chief Chris Magnus to head Customs and Border Protection.
All on Indeed. Get your quality short list of candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description faster and schedule it
at heartlandnewsfeed.com.
I was a communist for the FBI.
What time?
The
reason we're late tonight is because I was trying to get information on him tonight.
Mm-hmm. And what time did he pick you up last night about?
It was about 6:30.
Did you notice anything unusual about him last night?
No.
Was he at all nervous or anything?
No.
Well, he was involved in an incident last night prior to the time that he picked you up.
I just can't imagine that.
But how long have you been married, children?
Yes, I have 2, and I'm expecting another one.
May I ask you a personal question?
Certainly.
How do you and your husband get along?
Perfect.
No disharmony or trouble?
No, we've always gotten along perfect. Were these children or grown-ups or what?
Well, these were adults.
Well, I'm just shocked. I mean, we have 2 children. I guess you saw them when you picked them up. My sister said they were crying. But, I haven't noticed anything different about him. He's always the same. He's very attentive to the children and myself. And he's been a good husband, and a father. I've never deprived him of anything, and I can't imagine anything like this. When could I see him or talk to him?
Well, it'd be better if you wait until Monday before you see him. So if you feel that you want to get a lawyer?
Can't afford one.
Well, I don't think you actually need one until we finish the investigation, and you can see where you stand.
Mm-hmm.
And if you feel that you need a lawyer, you can hire yourself one. Or, if necessary, you can continue the service of the public defender.
So he'll be held here?
He'll be held here, and if you want to contact the department Monday, I will have more information regarding it. Okay, you'll come along with me, ma'am. Good night.
No, thank you.
Is Lieutenant Lugar in his office?
No, he's on the way forward here, please now.
Okay, wait a minute. Here he is now. Never mind. Lieutenant Walter and I have been talking to this fellow, and he admits the accusations in the case. He appears to be a fairly intelligent man and normal in all appearance, but talking to him, well, you can tell he's got quite a psychiatric problem there, that something should be done on it. Now, we're just about ready to make out the reports on him and wanted to talk to you to see what you recommend in it.
Well, Perk, you've checked into his background. And if he has a problem, I would suggest that you mention that in your reports to the district attorney. And possibly it may lead to giving him some help in his particular case.
Well, he is perfectly willing to get the help. He wants the help. He has no prior criminal record, but talking to him and his background, well, you can see he has this problem that has existed for some time.
Say, excuse me, Lieutenant, while you're making out these reports, I'd like to go over for a moment and talk with the prisoner about some of the points you've discussed here just now. Sorry with you.
Surely, go right ahead.
Fine, thanks.
One thing on the report before I lay it out.
You know, of course, that all your statements have been recorded for police testimony as well as for the radio program Night Watch. And I'd like to have your permission to use this entire case for broadcast purposes, if that's all right with you.
Okay.
Now that you're alone here in the cell, I'd like to know how you really feel about this thing. Oh, I don't want to discuss the possibility of mental illness or that you're a family man, wife, children. However, I noticed in the car you stated that you felt that you had not committed a crime. I think now that you realize that you have.
Real-life police drama with real people, no actors. This is Night Watch, as it was originally broadcast April 12th, 1954. We'll have the conclusion in 4 minutes as this edition of Classic Radio Theater continues in a moment.
Introducing Peacock, the new free streaming service from NBC Universal. It's hit movies, current shows, live sports, trending bits, and timeless hits. And that's why you can't not watch. Peacock. Watch for free, upgrade for more. Stream now at peacocktv.com. Law & Order SVU streaming now.
Are you a gig worker or self-employed? Womply has helped over 100,000 small businesses get a PPP stimulus loan, and you may qualify for up to $41,000 in 100% forgivable loans. The program ends soon and funds are limited. Apply now at womply.com/apply. That's WOMPLY.com/apply.
Small business owners, is your internet making office tasks painfully slow? Are your file upload speeds sluggish? Are your video calls choppy? You need more speed. AT&T Business Fiber gives you up to 20 times faster upload speeds at half the price of cable. Faster upload speeds mean smoother, less glitchy video conferencing and faster file transfers. Visit att.com/businessfast or call 844-647-FAST to get our best price on our best service. Imagine it, up to 20 times faster upload speeds at half the price of cable. AT&T experts can help you upgrade to AT&T Business Fiber. Soon, you're going to love your internet. Call 844-647-FAST now. Comparison by Telogical Systems, 12-2020.
We need to continually strive to get better. And we owe that to ourselves and we owe that to our clients.
The Jury is Out is a podcast by trial attorneys for trial attorneys. Sharpen your skills with John Simon and Eric Veith. Subscribe to The Jury is Out.
Hey, we get it. You don't want to be hearing a Progressive commercial right now, so let us tell you something you do want to hear. No one is funnier than you. People laugh just thinking about the things you've said. I'm laughing at one of them right now. Coworkers repeat your jokes at the office, but they're never as good as when you tell them, and shame on them for trying. There. Don't you feel better? You'll also feel better knowing you could save when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Although I'm sure you'd have a funnier way to say that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Waiting for spring is one thing. Waiting for spring savings is another. At the Home Depot, you don't have to wait for either one. Our best prices of the season are here now. In-store, online, store-wide. Get a 40-volt battery-powered Ryobi string trimmer for just $159. And more savings on everything, from fresh paint to power blowers. You've waited long enough. Bring on spring. The Spring Savings Event, now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid through April 18th while supplies last.
Ditch the gas and start mowing, trimming, and blowing with Skill PowerCore 40-volt battery-powered outdoor power equipment. New and now available at Lowe's. The PowerCore 40 mower with 25% longer runtime and industry-leading charging times gets you back to work in just 15 minutes. Stop in or visit Lowe's.com and check them out during Lowe's Spring Fest going on now. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Battery charges from 0 to 30% in 15 minutes based on a 2.5 amp-hour battery, U.S. only.
This week at Macy's, get all set for spring with fresh sandals and sneakers, 40% off 2 or more pairs, and 30% off 1 pair. Add the perfect finishing touch with sparkling fine jewelry, 45 to 60% off. And get our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and rugs, 20 to 65% off. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. More at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
Shows such as Cops as being the breakthrough in reality programming. Well, as you can see, reality programming is nothing new because it was all the way back in 1954 when this particular police program, Night Watch, premiered. And, of course, all the spin-offs that you see in these days, it's made possible by very, very small television cameras. But when, I guess, technology lets reality be more real, or in some cases less real. The conclusion of Night Watch, April 12th, 1954.
But somewhere, possibly, there are other people suffering from this same compulsion. So if you had a chance to speak of your experience, what would you say to them? What would you tell them?
All I have to say is that if there's anyone, if this happens to strike anyone that might be listening to it, just if you can take anybody's word for it, take mine. That it isn't any of it worth. It just isn't worthwhile. No matter what the crime may be today in that line, and no matter what satisfaction a person might get out of it, it certainly isn't worth. It isn't worth an ounce of what you have to go through if you should ever get caught. Now, I want to say this much, that I've been treated pretty nice by all the officers since I've been here. But boy, when they come into your house and you wait and go to work, and they tell you, come on, let's go. Don't even take a belt with you because they'll take it away. That right there is enough proof that it isn't worthwhile.
Okay. Good night.
You have been listening to Actual Investigations as recorded from Detective Unit 5-6 on The Night Watch. And now back to Police Headquarters and Chief W.N. Hildebrand.
Tonight's case involving the indecent exposure brings to mind that these suspects remain at large for long periods because the victims either feel embarrassment and fail to report the incident or provide the police with little or no description. In that event, your law enforcement officers are powerless to apprehend them. We must depend on the citizen and their cooperation to control this problem. In the case heard tonight, it was apparent the suspect was in need of mental treatment. This fact was included in the officer's report, and the court directed the prisoner be given treatment as part of his sentence. Consequently, when this man is released, he'll be ready to take his place in normal society. It is my honest opinion that the average citizen does not realize the real problems facing the law enforcement officer today or the dangers they encounter to maintain public security. That's why we are bringing you the facts as they actually happen. If we succeed in bringing this message to just a few, then our efforts will be well rewarded in presenting Night Watch.
Thank you, Chief Hildebrand. You have just heard on-the-scene reports of your police force in action. Every voice, every sound has been real. Night Watch, brought to you through the cooperation of your police department of Culver City, California, is produced by Sterling Tracy and Jim Hedlock, with technical advice by Sergeant Ron Perkins, and described in the field by police recorder Don Reed.
Night Watch only ran one season. Television really didn't allow it to grow very much, and it's a shame. Had the technology been there 4 or 5 years earlier, it could have had a longer run. From April 12, 1954, Night Watch on Classic Radio Theater.
You're struggling with your mortgage.
It's spring. Time to take in a breath of fresh savings on appliances at the Home Depot's Spring Savings Event. In-store, online, all season long. Save on top appliances from top brands. Plus, get free and flexible delivery on any appliance $396 or more. From cooking and cleaning to washing and drying. Your timing couldn't be better. Bring on spring with the Spring Savings Event now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only while supplies last, valid through April 28th.
Springtime in lawns. One is naturally beautiful, the other takes a little work, but Lowe's makes it easy. And now with savings during Lowe's Spring Fest. Purchase select Scott's Turf Builder fertilizers and get a free bag of Scott's Green Max 5,000 square foot lawn food. Or patch the small bare spots around your lawn with up to $20 off Scott's Easy Seed. For a beautiful yard this spring, head to Lowe's or Lowe's.com/SpringFest. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Valid through 4/21 while supplies last. Selection varies by location, U.S. only.
Of all the streaming services out there, only one is different. Discovery Plus. It's the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet. 55,000 episodes of food, love, true crime, home, from networks like TLC, HGTV, and tons more. Yes! With stars like Chip and Jo, an exclusive new series from 90 Day Fiancé, all in one place. Bam! Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
Progressive Motorcycle presents Road Wisdom from the Motor.
Half man, half motorcycle. You never really stop riding in your mind. Never. Unless you're thinking of something else. Like other thoughts.
Progressive Motorcycle also presents Roadside Assistance. Progressive Motorcycle, for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Part 4 of the 5-part Laird Douglas of Heatherscope matter, as it was originally broadcast April 12th, 1956.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Lieutenant Howard, homicide.
Oh, hi, Steve.
Hi. As you know, I've given orders for you to be confined to your suite out there at the Maples until I can get some of the lap crew out there.
You don't think I murdered Warren Staley?
Apparently, you were the only one who was with him when he died.
Now, look here. I'm the one who's kept even the family out of here.
What's more important, you're the only one on the whole estate who might be trusted to keep things intact. Any possible evidence. So please don't leave your room.
Okay, diplomat. I'll sit tight.
Tonight, and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account, or rather report, submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Philadelphia Mutual Liability and Casualty Company, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in connection with my investigation of the Laird Douglas of Heatherscote matter. No need to itemize expenses at this point because there are none. The magnificent suite in which I'm parked out at the sumptuous mansion of Mrs. Peter Malcolm Kelly Van Pyton is fine, except for the body of young Warren Staley, Mrs. Van Pyton's nephew, draped over the arm of the easy chair in which he died a few minutes ago. I'd called Lieutenant Howard at Homicide on the phone in my room immediately, and within minutes, the nearest patrolman was stationed outside my door, refusing admittance even to the lady of the house. After all, this was the third murder that tied up with the Scottish terrier who started all this, Laird Douglas of Heatherscote. While waiting for Lieutenant Howard and his crew, I shaved, showered, and changed my clothes. Then, about 10 minutes later...
Well, Dollar?
Yeah, Lieutenant.
See what you mean.
Yeah. He seemed like a nice kid, too.
It's all yours, Doctor. Go right ahead.
Very well, Lieutenant. Here, Paul, just sit like you do.
Okay, for pictures, Lieutenant?
Yeah, go right ahead, Sergeant.
Okay, excuse me, Doc. Hey, before you get started again.
Okay, Dollar, let's have it. What happened?
Well, Warren brought me up here himself, and I sat him down to ask him some questions.
You suspected him, didn't you? In spite of what I told you.
Sure. As sole beneficiary of the Van Pyton estate, empire, as he called it.
Yeah, well, what do you think now?
But you were right. That he was clean. Anyhow.
My poor darling Warren, where is he? No, take your hands off me. My boy
Just a
is
minute,
dead.
Mrs. Van Pyton.
No, you can't keep me out. This is my own house, and this is my own nephew.
I'm
my
sorry,
boy.
but you'll have to wait until we can get everything clear.
This terrible
Mrs. Van Pyton,
thing.
you'll just wait until we finish.
Just a minute, Lieutenant.
Hey, whoa, young fella, hold on a minute.
Who are you?
Johnny Dollar, who are you?
Ronald Kenworthy, his best friend. What happened to him?
He was poisoned.
Poisoned? And where were you? How could a thing like this happen if you were going with...
Ronnie, just calm down a minute. How long have you been here in the house?
Why, half, 3/4 of an hour, something like that. But I don't see...
Where were you?
Well, I was down in the reading room with Mrs. Van Pyton.
All the time?
Len out in the garden.
Alone?
Yes, except for a few minutes while I talked to Hastings, the butler, out there.
What were you doing in the garden?
I was on my way up here by the back way to see Warren. I've always used the back staircase from the garden ever since we were kids together. This suite of rooms used to be our playroom ever since I can remember.
All right. Go on with what you were saying.
Well, then about that time, or a few minutes later, I don't know exactly, I heard the police car come screaming up the driveway. That was the first that any of us, Mrs. Van Pyton or Hastings or I, that any of us knew that something was wrong, that something had happened to Warren. But now look here, Mr. Dollar, I don't...
Kenworthy, you two.
What?
You'll have to leave with Mrs. Van Pyton until we're through in here.
Oh, please, Ronald, help me. Help me.
But I...
Go ahead, Ronnie, go ahead.
All right. Oh, come on, you poor old dear.
Poor old dame. Sorry for her. You finding anything, Doc?
Yes, I think so. I certainly think so. Be with you in a minute.
All right. Better go on with what you were saying, Dollar.
Well, not much more to say, Lieutenant. Warren felt the same way you do, that Branson at the insurance company does. If anything happened to the dog, Laird Douglas, it'd be the end of Mrs. Van Pyton.
that the murders of the dog's handlers, caretakers, were purely incidental to attempts on the dog's life. But
what?
Well, he apparently was as concerned over this whole thing as we've been. Said he had a very strong theory about who might be back of all this.
Who, did he tell you?
He was about to when this, whatever it was, hit him.
Well, I'll tell you what it was, Lieutenant.
Yeah, Doc? Oh, this is Mr. Dollar.
How are you,
Mr.
Doc?
Dollar. Norfolk acid. Same thing that killed the 2 dog handlers and was used on the dog itself. I can tell without further examination.
Wait a minute, Doc. Wait a minute. If the dog got the same thing that killed a couple of grown men.
A dog with a much more sensitive stomach, unused to all the strong food and drinks the human stomach is constantly abused with, a dog would immediately regurgitate and retain only a minute amount of the panorphic acid.
I see.
In the case of Warren Staley here, it was added to the Scotch whiskey he drank. Traces of it in his glass and in a full glass beside your chair.
Well, Doc, have you checked those bottles in the cellar,
Just about to.
Which bottle did he pour that out of, Dollar?
The one right next to that bottle of VO there. Wait a minute. This isn't the same bottle.
What?
Well, the one he poured from was half empty. This is nearly full.
Hey, now, what's the matter with you boys?
Hands up.
You let somebody switch bottles a minute ago.
Oh, nobody's such a thing.
Now, wait a minute. Nobody else came in here besides Mrs. Van Peyton and young Kenworthy?
Hastings, the butler, but he just stood in the doorway.
Sure, that's right, Lieutenant.
Yet somehow, between the time Warren Staley poured those drinks and now, somebody switched bottles. Unless you're wrong about this, Dollar.
No sign of the poison in this one, Lieutenant. It's the only Scotch bottle.
You been here in the room all this time, Dollar?
Yeah, sure. And in the bath, I shaved and showered and dressed while waiting for you to get here. But only after one of your men came and parked outside the door.
Well, where does this door lead to?
Well, it's the dog's quarters, 2 rooms.
Oh, I see. Come on, Dollar. You mind wait for us?
Yeah, right. I'll be here.
What about that door beyond?
Oh, that. Mademoiselle Poirot, the dog's governess.
Well, where was she?
How should I know? I didn't even meet her. Ah, the Folies Bergère.
Yeah, I guess I should have knocked.
Who are you? Why you come in this way while I'm dressed myself?
Sorry, mademoiselle. We're the police.
Police? What have I done that you should see me this way?
Well, nothing, ma'am, nothing. But how long have you been there in your room?
Only 2 minutes. I came in the back way to change my clothes.
Yeah, that was obvious.
It's my day off. I have big date.
Not now, you haven't. Get dressed, and I'll send an officer in to escort you downstairs. Come on, Dollar.
No, you cannot do this to me. I've done nothing wrong. You cannot make me stay here.
Say, Pete, send somebody around the back way to cover the governess and take her downstairs for questioning.
Yes, sir. Hey, Ransom. Yo.
And Johnny, looks like you goofed.
Hmm?
While you were showering, somebody came in through her room, through the dog's quarters, and did the bottle switch on it.
Oh, well, then we're even.
Yeah, we're... What?
You have very carefully mussed up any fingerprints that might have been on those doorknobs.
Oh. Jerry, see if you can get any prints off those doorknobs back there.
Right.
If I haven't wrecked them. But, Johnny, if I didn't know about you and your reputation, I'd peg this on you so fast you haven't been holding out on me, have you?
I assured him that I hadn't, then went downstairs to the monstrous living room and sat in while we went through a routine questioning of everyone in the household. I even went through the motions of bodyguarding the dog that had started all this and tried to console Mrs. Van Peyton. Results of the questioning?
Nothing, Dollar, nothing. No leads.
Yeah, so I noticed. The 2 previous murders of the dog's caretakers or bodyguards, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, well, same poison was used then. In their food as well as the dog's.
But why? Why, Steve? Why? Why they? To keep them from helping Laird Douglas when it hit him?
Well, more likely because those handlers had got wind of the attempt to poison the dog and suspected who was trying to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So there's one thing you're overlooking, Dollar.
What's that?
The intended victim of this last poisoning was not Warren Staley, but you.
Oh, brother, I'm not overlooking that for 1 second.
Yeah, and that's why I asked you if you were holding out anything on me. Because it would indicate that you have a lead. Or at least suspicion about someone.
Sure. I got a lot of suspicions. Ronald Kenworthy, his old man, the butler, heaven help us, even Mrs. Van Peyton. Maybe even you, Steve. But when it comes to evidence...
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, I've got work to do.
Looking for the proverbial needle in a haystack was nothing compared to hunting for the poisoned bottle of scotch that was no doubt stashed away somewhere. Far, far into the night, a regular army of policemen probed and dug and poked around. They opened drawers and closets and cabinets, pounded on walls, looking for sliding panels and secret compartments, went through the trash, sifted a trash heap, dug up any freshly turned earth they could find on the grounds, even climbed trees. Yeah, they prowled through attics and basements, looked everywhere. Result? Nothing. Meanwhile, I stayed close to Mrs. Van Pyton, and I'll say this for her. In spite of her almost silly infatuation with that dog, she showed real strength of character. We sat alone together in the reading room.
I know, Mr. Dollar, there's nothing I can do to bring Warren back. Therefore, there's no point in simply sitting here weeping over him.
Yeah, that's true.
But it isn't easy because it meant more. I'm sorry.
I want to ask you some things, Mrs. Van Pyton. I suppose this is the wrong time, but
No, ask me, Mr. Dollar. I think I know what you want to ask, and now that this last terrible thing has happened, I pray that I can help you.
Well, I had quite a talk with Warren before he died.
Oh, I'm glad.
Warren would have been the sole heir to the Van Pyton estate.
Yes, he alone would have carried the honor, the prestige of the family after my passing. Oh, no. Surely you didn't think that he could have been behind those other terrible murders.
Quite frankly, at first I did. But he told me something else, and it's bothered me. About Mr. Kenworthy and his son.
Ronald? Oh, no, Mr. Dollar. He was supposed to be Warren's best friend.
You said supposed to be.
Well, I
Warren
don't...
made it very clear that if the Kenworthys could somehow acquire the Van Pyton holdings, either by Mr. Kenworthy marrying you...
I have told Harrison R. Kenworthy...
Yes, I know. If Laird Douglas wins the show from his Kerry Blue Terrier, you'll marry him.
Yes.
And I still think it's a screwy idea. But the fact remains it's apparently true.
It's quite true.
Neither you nor Mr. Kenworthy has too many years ahead, if you'll forgive me.
Mr. Dollar, what...
So there's now only one person left to benefit by the death of Laird Douglas, of Warren, of you, and ultimately of Mr. Kenworthy.
Good heavens, Mr. Dollar.
That's right. Ronald Kenworthy. Well?
I know. I know it.
I think you said enough, Mr. Dollar.
Ronald.
Yes, I heard it all. Mr. Dollar, I think you said too much for... shall we say, your health?
Now, here's our star to tell you about the final intriguing episode of this week's story.
Tomorrow, all cards are laid on the table. And believe me, the deck proves to have been stacked right from the beginning. Tomorrow, the wind-up. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. It is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone, who also wrote tonight's story. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for the next exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
looks like it's going to be crazy all the way to the end from April 12th, 1956. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, here on Classic Radio Theater. Visit our webpage, classicradio.stream. That is classicradio.stream. There, you can stream our programs on demand, learn more about classic radio collecting, and contact me. If you miss a day, you do not have to miss a show. You can simply go to classicradio.stream, or you can go anywhere on the internet that podcasts are served. You can go to iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Overcast. Just search for USA Classic Radio Theater. That's USA Classic Radio Theater. You can also visit us over on Facebook by searching USA Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox. Thank you for listening. Please thank this station. Support free radio by supporting the advertisers whose messages you hear here. And please tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station and the USA Radio Network.
You're struggling.
Your old drill has seen better days, and you're ready for something new. At Lowe's, we have just what you need. Skill Power Core 12 cordless power tools. Need to install something? Build something? Fix anything? Skill Power Core 12 cordless power tools can take it on. Imagine longer runtime, 5-minute recharge, even a USB port to charge your mobile devices. Shop in-store at Lowe's.com or on our app. Charges 0 to 25% in 5 minutes based on 2 amp-hour battery, U.S. only.
Land ho! Hey, seriously, land ho, guys. Guys, land ho! Land ho! Land ho! Land ho! Right there!
The tides can turn quick on the water. Progressive's boat insurance has you covered with Sign and Glide on-water towing. Get a quote today in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com.
I gotta say, this land ho thing, not very effective.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Sign and Glide coverage is subject to policy terms.
This spring, there's an outside chance you're ready for some outside projects and a 100% chance of saving at the Home Depot. Right now, stock up on 5 bags of EarthGrow or Vigoro mulch for only $10. Plus, with great low prices and free delivery on your favorite spring projects, you'll save in-store, online, store-wide. Bring on spring. The spring savings event now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limit 75 per customer. Color selection varies by store. While supplies last. Continental U.S. only.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids.
Yep, even easier than that. And with our top-rated app, you can bank anytime, anywhere, making Capital One an even easier decision.
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
New consumer accounts only. Approval required. Terms apply. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Thousands of Illinoisans with functional needs. Needless to say, everyone needs to have an emergency disaster plan and disaster kit, but that plan and kit may look a lot different for those with functional needs. Learn how to make a plan and a kit that best serves your needs and the needs of your family and even your pets. At ready.illinois.gov, there's tips for caregivers and seniors too. Make a plan and make a kit. Find out how at ready.illinois.gov. That's ready.illinois.gov.
Sponsored by IEMA. Hi, I'm Bobby Likas with today's Car Clinic Minute. The phrase, strong but sensitive, has described everything from Russell Crowe to antiperspirant. But don't retire it until you hear the newest automotive application. When I come back, I'll tell you.
O'Reilly. When your battery goes dead, everything can come to a stop. Don't take a chance on getting stranded. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and get your battery tested free of charge. If your battery does need to be replaced, O'Reilly Auto Parts can help you find the exact Superstart battery that fits your car or truck at a guaranteed low price. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You typically think of tires as hardworking and tough, but a new generation will have a sensitive side too. Make that sensors on the side. Yes, Continental Tevis has introduced Smart Tire that will have 2 tiny sensors built into its sidewall. These mini computers measure how a car is affected by motions such as braking and cornering, and then relays this info back to the ABS and onboard computer. Result? Improved safety and performance. Wow! Strong, sensitive, and smart.
You're struggling.
Ditch the gas and start mowing, trimming, and blowing with Skill PowerCore 40-volt battery-powered outdoor power equipment. New and now available at Lowe's. The PowerCore 40 mower with 25% longer runtime and industry-leading charging times gets you back to work in just 15 minutes. Stop in or visit Lowe's.com and check them out during Lowe's Spring Fest going on now. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Battery charges from 0 to 30% in 15 minutes based on a 2.5 amp-hour battery, U.S. only.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like Taylor Swift choosing what to wear.
It's looking kind of chilly out today. I think I'll go with a cardigan.
Yep, even easier than that. And with our top-rated app, you can bank anytime, anywhere, making Capital One an even easier decision. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
New consumer accounts only. Approval required. Terms apply. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
It's spring. Time to take in a breath of fresh savings on appliances at the Home Depot's Spring Savings Event. In-store, online, all season long. Save a bundle on the Samsung Front-Load Platinum Washer and Dryer. Plus, get free and flexible delivery. That'll give a whole new meaning to spring cleaning and a whole new upgrade to your laundry. Bring on spring with the Spring Savings Event now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only while supplies last.
Progressive Motorcycle presents Road Wisdom from the Motor.
The road is everything you want it to be.
Everything.
As long as what you want is road.
To ride your motorcycle on.
Progressive Motorcycle also presents basic policy starting at $79 a year. Progressive Motorcycle, for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy is not available in all states.
Radio Network, HeartlandNewsfeed.com.
This stream is supported by advertisers and contributions by you.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Grief and anger in Minnesota. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. Curfews announced in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and several other communities after the fatal shooting yesterday of a black man in a Minneapolis suburb by a white police officer not far from where the trial of the former officer charged in the death of George Floyd is taking place, as Governor Tim Walz speaks out.
Governor Walz says accident or not, the result is apparent in Brooklyn Center.
A 20-year-old dead, a family devastated, and a community on edge.
He says as the world watches the Derek Chauvin trial, his state and the community where Daunte Wright died needs space to grieve.
And to express, in many places, their anger that this continues to go on.
But to those who turn to violence and looting, he assures
it will not be tolerated.
Minnesota Republicans criticized the governor early on for comments that seemed to condemn law enforcement in Wright's death. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
President Biden calls the body cam footage of the shooting graphic. He says he understands the anger and frustration in the community, but said
there is absolutely no justification, none, for looting. No justification for violence.
The president says he spoke with the mayor and the governor and said he hasn't yet spoken with Daunte Wright's family, but offered his condolences. One person has died and a police officer injured and a gunman reportedly in custody after a shooting at Austin East Magnet High School in Knoxville, Tennessee.
The Knox County School Superintendent tweeted that the school building has been secured and students not involved in the incident have been released to their families. The school's website says they have 642 students and 154 staff members, as well as that they are the county's only designated performing arts magnet. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
On Wall Street, the Dow minus 55 points, the Nasdaq off 50, the S&P lost a fraction. America is listening to Fox News.
Indeed is the job site that makes hiring as easy as 1, 2, 3. Post, screen, and interview. All on Indeed. Get your quality shortlist of candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description faster. Only pay for the candidates that meet must-have qualifications. According to Talent Nest, Indeed delivers 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined. If you're hiring, you need Indeed. Get started right now with the free $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/Fox. Indeed.com/Fox. Offer valid through June 30th. Terms and conditions apply.
Federal program is being offered to help people pay for COVID-related funeral expenses.
FEMA's COVID Burial Assistance Program will provide up to $9,000 for each funeral. FEMA says applicants must be, quote, a U.S. citizen, non-citizen national, or qualified alien who paid for funeral expenses after January 20th, 2020. In addition, the applicant must show a death certificate that's...
Here is a look at weather from the Heartland Newsfeed Weather Center. Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 64. Monday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 42. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 62. That's the latest weather. Check out more news and weather on our website at heartlandnewsfeed.com.
In the past 6 months.
Plotnik went on to cite a variety of far-ranging excuses used by his roommate to justify his constant visits home, including various family functions, a visiting friend from China, as well as his occasional desire to, quote, just hang out at home for a couple of days.
I mean, I suppose I vaguely understood when he had to go back in November because his best friend's grandfather died, but last weekend he had to go back for his aunt and uncle's wedding anniversary. He said he couldn't miss it.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live. Talk radio you control. Take control of the airwaves. Talk about whatever is on your mind. 603-283-6160. That's the call-in line. Again, talk about whatever you want. 603-283-6160. And with you in the studio tonight, it's Aria.
And Conan.
And Conan, how was your week? Mine was COVIDious.
Well, I had a very productive yesterday. I was very happy with the work I got done outside. Working on my tan. I understand that you actually pay people to tan you.
Yes, well,
I just go outside and do some work, and it's...
There are wasps and bees and stuff in my backyard that I don't like contending with. I mean, generally they leave me alone, but I don't like them buzzing around me. And they're very curious, and I have very flowery-looking hair. It's easier just to... Plus, you got to sit there in the sun for hours. You can... Otherwise...
Well, that's why... Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't just go out there and sit.
Yeah.
I would have to do something. And, you know, reading is hard because it's so bright. And, of course, you have your insect problem, but in my eyes, I do have some. I have a wasp. Actually, I have a wasp nest right on the side of my house that needs to go because it's in front of my camera.
Ooh.
So basically, I have just these huge bulbous bodies crawling across my screen, you know, every 30 seconds. So I got to do something about that. That's not. It's kind of hard to see who's walking up my front porch whenever there's a big old bug in the way.
Yeah, but that sounds kind of horrifying to watch.
It's been. I was reading some comments about our particular incident. First of all, we're down hosts because of, you know, something that took place that you can't talk about.
Sure. Well, I can tell people what happened. We were raided. I was arrested, and then
we're down 2.
Yes.
And of
Ian
course,
Freeman and nobody remain.
At least one day we were down everybody, but then, you know, we got back up and running. But now, of course, Mark comes back to save the day, Super Mark. And he may or may not have brought something with him, or it might have come from another co-host. And we're dropping like flies.
The likeliest explanation is that it came from Michael Hampton, because he was the one who tested positive, and he's the one who's always in and out of hospitals and stuff. And from there, it spread to Mark and the captain, and then from Mark to me. But I was more or less okay. There was only one day that it was really bad, and it was just extreme fatigue and soreness, to the extent that I actually had to get my boss to close for me and let me go home early.
Wow, you actually, yeah. I mean, here you are taking one for the team, doing all the work that you're doing, only just dreaming about what days off felt like.
Yeah.
How long ago was the last day off? except for your tanning, of course. That was an hour at least, right? Or 20 minutes, or how long?
10 minutes tops.
Oh, really? That's how. Oh, well,
that's the point. You can either spend hours standing in the sun, or you can just go tan for 10 minutes and get it done that way. I prefer that way. It saves me time.
So one of the comments that I saw, of course, is I can't believe they've been open, non-social distancing, non-masking for an entire year.
Yes,
and it's taken that long for them to finally get something.
Yes, and
that's not all of us either, because I'm still good to go.
That something was me losing my sense of my sense of taste and smell, which is annoying, but not a huge problem, and being tired and very sore for one day.
Yeah, and
I went home that Friday night, rested, woke up Saturday feeling fantastic.
Right. And I was thinking about it on the way here today. You remember the good old days? Back in the day.
You mean before the pandemic?
Before the plandemic.
Yeah.
Just took over everyone's minds, turned everyone into maskies, turned everyone into crazy people. Remember back in the day when someone in the office would get sick and the whole office would get sick?
Yeah.
And it was just like a normal thing. It's like, yeah, someone got sick. I'm just counting the hours until I get the sniffles, and then I get the aches, and I just don't want to come in, and and the boss is all fretting, and the boss is running around like, you better not get sick.
I mean, this happened at my place of work just a few weeks before, like last February, I think it was, where one person got the flu. It spread to almost the entire staff.
Right.
And we were several of us were sick for weeks. But this, I don't appear to have gotten anyone sick as a result of me working, despite having COVID-19.
Well, it's herd immunity. I mean, it's how that works.
Sure.
There's a reason why I haven't gotten sick. I can't even remember the last time I got sick. Like sick. Like fever, over a decade ago.
See, mine was last February, but that was the first time that I had been sick in a very, very long time.
But you smoke.
Yes.
And I think the last time I got sick a decade ago was because I happened to be smoking, wouldn't you know? Oh, I also worked third shift. I work crazy, nasty hours, and you're kind of in the same boat. You get home at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock or something?
I wish I could get home as early as 1 o'clock.
So you might,
on Thursdays, I usually get home by 1:30 to 2 o'clock, but on Fridays, Saturdays, it's closer to 3 a.m.
Do you get vitamin D from them tanning beds? And do you get enough of it?
I do still spend, I smoke outside on my back porch, so I spend a fair bit of time still outside on my back porch.
Yeah.
I've got chairs out there. I've got, portable speakers. I just sit out there chilling. Usually for about like half an hour before work or something like that. So getting vitamin D that way. Plus, I drive a convertible and it's warming up. So,
well,
it's finally warm enough to let, the tops down. I hate that about other people in convertibles, man. They'll drive around in sweaters with their tops down. Like, do you realize how stupid you look for the sake of trying to look cool?
You mean their sweaters and their masks?
Yeah. It's 40 degrees outside, dude. Put your top up. Stop being ridiculous. It isn't that important to look cool.
Yeah.
So speaking of things that look cool, you mentioned that you have a meme of the week.
Yeah, you know what? It's actually, it started, let me pull this up. It started last week. And I do like to bring these funny memes to the table whenever I stumble across them. But basically what happened, Jordan Peterson, who I'm a fan of. I like the guy. I like his, the way he thinks. Particular writer, Ta-Nehisi Coates, who I think wrote for The Atlantic. He's also written lots of, interesting articles and whatnot. He leans a certain way. Now he's getting into the comic book industry, and he's actually, as I understand it, is working on the next Superman.
Okay.
Which is interesting because a lot of people have speculated that if Nehisi is in charge, it's going to be a woke Superman, even more woke than the last the Snyder cuts that we've seen.
I don't know anything about that. I keep seeing people talking about the Snyderverse or whatever that is. What in the hell are people talking about?
Well, he did direct the last Justice League. And
I didn't watch any of the DC movies.
I can't. So I guess he did a lot of work on it. He did a lot of the film, and then someone else edited it.
Okay.
And supposedly it ruined his vision, and so he came out. He's been working on it for 2 years. And, of course, he's had all of the information, all of the backlash, and all of the comments that have been made for 2 years of what fans thought and what they wanted to see. And so he took all of his footage and basically cut a 4-hour DC, basically the last film. He recut it and put all his footage in, and actually redid things, and actually had actors come back and to update lines and whatnot. 4 hours. I actually watched it.
And what was the point of doing this? To give people what they were asking for?
That, and that he felt snubbed that he didn't get to edit his own footage. Someone in the comments tell me what exactly happened. But or call in, actually. What is it's a talk show radio. Call in and tell me what Snyder actually did. But anyways, I think his wife produced it. He cut it, and it takes characters in a different direction. Some characters, like the android character Cyborg, gave him like an extra 40 minutes of footage that he didn't have in the previous movie. So really fleshed out his character. It just really turned it. And of course Snyder is renowned for his slow-mo scenes where everything's just walking in slow, and you got some iconic music playing. It's just,
I've never seen any of them, so this is all strange to me.
You don't have time to watch movies, so I mean, I don't even know why you're even asking me about it. But anyways, when we get back, we're going to cover Ta-Nehisi Coates and his new venture into comic book writing and his new supervillain.
Take control of the airwaves, 603-283-6160. It's Free Talk Live.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at Bitcoin.com. That's Bitcoin.com. Hey developers, do you want to add Bitcoin to your apps, website? Want to make something creative? AnyPay is the way. We made a super simple API just for you at anypay.dev. You don't need any special knowledge of Bitcoin. Plug it into your app or website and it just works. Get paid on the transactions your users make. Whether you're brand new to web development or have decades of experience, you can add Bitcoin to anything with anypay.dev.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and our main feed that includes everything. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Do you feel like your nation, state, or community no longer holds your values? Have you dreamt of a place where people agree that liberty is important and are free to pursue their projects so long as they respect the property of others? There are many people just like you that are discovering freeprivatecities.com. Their social media links are at the upper right of the page at freeprivatecities.com. All skill levels will be needed when the first of the Free Private Cities opens. It's sooner than you think. Stop arguing and build. freeprivatecities.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. What if you want to hear the latest episode of Free Talk Live, but all you have is your phone, you forgot to download our archive, and you have no data connection? You can call our Listen line at 641-793-0191. That's a long-distance number, so you may incur charges. If not, listen as long as you want. 641-793-0191. The Free Talk Live Listen line, 641-793-0191.
AnyPay believes that Bitcoin is meant to improve your life, make it easier to do business, connect you with more people in the world at under a penny every time. That's kind of why we laugh at BTC. It used to be free the market, free the world. Now it's just hodl and have fun staying poor. That's not what the world needs. We need honest money that works for everyone. If you care, join us at anypayx.com.
Our Matrix server is about as free as internet chat can be. Join the existing rooms or create your own at chat.freetalklive.com.
It's Free Talk Live. Talk about whatever you want. 603-283-6160. That's the call-in line. And I'm trying to confirm it with Rogers Campground. Couldn't get them on the phone today. Evidently, they close at 2 o'clock, and I was busy up until 2 o'clock, so I wasn't able to. We're going to be at Fork Fest, though. We've been planning it. I mean, when it comes down to it, Fork Fest, realistically, it's Free Talk Live's event. I mean, no one is in charge. No one controls it, but we're the ones, I think we're the exclusive promoters of it. And we're going to be there. Because we have to be there. Well, I want to be there, but I think Free Talk Live should be there. June the 28th through July the 4th at Rogers Campground in the beautiful White Mountains of New Hampshire. It's the week after the Porcupine Freedom Festival, which we will also be at. But Fork Fest is decentralized, which means there's no ticket cost and no one is in charge. All you have to do is reserve your camping site, RV site, or motel room with Rogers Campground for June the 28th through July the 4th. You can also connect with other attendees using the unofficial Telegram and the unofficial forum. You can find links to those at forkfest.party. We hope to see you there. Now, we're talking about memes here. Somehow, during the break, we ended up getting into a discussion about Gothic 3. And, you said not to, but I'm really tempted to go home and play it.
Don't do Gothic, do Enderall, the game I covered last week in Game of the Week.
But see, Gothic, I know what I'm getting into, and I can sink an hour into it tonight and then be fine.
And then never play it again?
Yes.
If that's what you're going to do.
That's probably what I'm going to do.
Just watch. I'll find that YouTube video, watch a nostalgic re-review of a player coming back to Gothic 3, basically what you want to do. And he says, this is a game I grew up with. This is a game that I loved so much and spent so many hours in. And we're still on, of course, aren't we? And I wanted to do exactly what Arya is saying she's going to do. Played it for an hour, and I'm never going back again because nostalgia is a real butt kicker sometimes. Somehow or another, and by the way, that's what I've been doing during this whole lockdown nonsense. I've been going back. I've been playing my classics. I've been dusting them off. And of course, I have, and most of these I have physical copies too, but I don't even have a CD player anymore, so I don't even know a CD-ROM.
I don't either.
So I'm just getting them on Steam as they come on sale. I have my wish list. It's huge. It's like 100 games in there or something. But yeah, I've been playing older games.
Gothic 3 when it was on sale as well. Because, like you said, I had a disc for it, and I'm pretty sure I still have the disc somewhere. But what's good is that
it's discs too, isn't it? It's probably
I think
more
it was
than
just one.
It might be. They might have DVD-ROMs whenever when 3 came out.
But for those who don't know, Gothic 3 for its time was one of the most graphically stunning games out there. I mean, today it's still comparable to Skyrim.
It is. It's good looking if you can get it to run.
And it was made in like 2006 or something like that. It's way older than Skyrim.
And of course,
but it is a terribly optimized mess.
It is. It's very glitchy. They're all glitchy. And by the way, German company. Guess who also makes Enderall? It's a German company.
Oh, really?
Something about the way that they think. I like how they make games. I like some Russian games too. But no, don't do it.
I don't know, man. I want to, but then I remember like simple things like lighting a torch causes the game to just stop for like 30 seconds while it goes, wait a minute, we have to calculate all of this lighting.
I think you're just wanting to test out your new graphics card.
I don't have a new graphics card. And I've had that gaming PC for a while, so I'm pretty sure it can handle Gothic 3 easily. But I mean, that's an issue with their engine. You know, no powerful computer is going to be able to fix what is essentially just bad optimization.
Correct. Speaking of hot messes, renowned Canadian psychologist Dr. Jordan Peterson responded to a Marvel comic story arc that parodies his ideas with a series of mocking memes. The latest issue of Captain Marvel, or Marvel's Captain America, did I say Captain Marvel? Yeah, Captain America, written by the woke writer Ta-Nehisi Coates. The Red Skull, long the Nazi-inspired nemesis of Captain, takes to the interwebs to explain his 10 rules for life, the feminist trap, and chaos and order, which is basically mocking Peterson's books, his 12 rules for life, and what is the other one that he wrote? Has to do with the Beyond Order. And of course, okay.
So what part of this does Peterson hail from? I mean, the books that the criticism of him are rewording his books to give me the spoof titles again.
All right, so basically you have the Red Skull, who is a Nazi.
Okay,
he's just got a skull. He's the main nemesis of Captain America, and he embodies all of Nazism and Stalin's communism.
I didn't watch the first Captain America movie. Was Red Skull in it?
It's probably one of the worst of the Marvels. I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
I never cared much for it. But yes, the Red Skull was in it, played by the Captain Smith, Agent Smith from The Matrix, whoever that guy is.
Okay.
With the big head.
Yeah.
So basically, you have.
He's probably pretty good at playing Nazis too, because I mean that's what Agent Smith essentially was.
Whoever that actor is, he's good at a lot of roles that he's been in. I'm a fan, of course. So basically, you have the Red Skull, and he's on a computer screen, and he is he's reaching out to his new minions, and of course, he has 10 rules for life, and the feminist trap, and chaos and order. Written. This is all put together by Ta-Nehisi, and Peterson found out about it, and he tweeted out the picture, the caption, and he's like,
"So let me make sure I'm following."
And he's like, "Is this me?"
Ta-Nehisi is the guy who's making the next Superman.
He's writing, as far as I understand, he is working on the new script.
Okay.
You know how movie scripts work.
So he's comparing Jordan Peterson's words to words of a Nazi?
He is comparing Jordan Peterson to a Nazi.
Okay.
He's comparing.
See, I don't know nothing about these figures, so
he's comparing Jordan Peterson to Red Skull.
Okay.
Who is a villain, which is.
I don't know anything about Jordan Peterson. I wish I did, but
I didn't even realize. I didn't give you enough homework. Did you watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
I didn't.
All right, so you get it.
How was I going to have the time to when I was dying of COVID?
You had
Friday
10 minutes in that Tanner to watch on your little streamer device there. You get an F today for your homework assignments. We'll keep that in the back burner. So basically, he responded basically, is this me? Is this the level of woke that you've gone to that you hate me so much? So he turns it on his head. He and many memers across the land who probably have a Pepe the Frog somewhere in their arsenal of throwbacks. Basically, they have taken the Red Skull and they have attributed Jordan Peterson quotes, very inspired, clean your damn room, and it's a picture of the Red Skull, and or when you're walking down the street and you see that stray cat, go and pet it. Things like that. Let me see if I can bring some of them up.
Okay, so this author attempted to compare Jordan Peterson to Red Skull, And fans of Jordan Peterson presumably thought this was just so moronic that they started taking some of Jordan Peterson's quotes and attributing them to Red Skull?
Correct. Just because it looks ridiculous to see a picture of Red Skull telling him to clean your room.
Or to go pet a stray cat.
You're going to pay a price for every bloody thing you do and everything you don't do. You don't get to choose not to pay a price. You get to choose which poison you're going to take. That's it. And it's a picture of Red Skull. Why would he say that?
603-283-6160. This is Free Talk Live.
Carl Watner, longtime proponent of a voluntary society, died last December. You may have seen his articles published on his website, voluntarist.com, in his newsletter, The Voluntarist, the Mises Institute, or elsewhere over the last 40 years. His newest book, I Must Speak Out, Volume 2, The Best of the Voluntarist, is now available via Liberty Under Attack Publications. This 430-page second volume spans the years of 2000 through 2020 and includes articles by Carl Watner, Hans Hermann Hoppe, Carl Hess, Benjamin Tucker, George H. Smith, Lysander Spooner, Pete Eyre, Joyce Brand, and many others. I Must Speak Out is for the newly initiated, the veteran voluntarist, or anywhere in between. Buy the book now at libertyunderattack.com/voluntarist. For more great content on building a voluntary society and for Carl's extensive archives, check out voluntarist.com.
You know how annoying it is when someone keeps stopping mid-sentence as though he or she were asking you a series of questions? Avoid doing that. It sounds unnervingly tentative, and it imposes upon the listener to help you complete the thought. And if you're a job seeker, this alone could be a deal killer. An effective communicator sounds more confident. Complete the thought. Avoid making the listener impatient. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. Cutting through the clutter rather than blending into the blah, blah, blah will help you connect better no matter what the conversation. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook. Survivalspeech.com.
My name is Jacob Hornberger. I'm president of the Future of Freedom Foundation, which Congressman Ron Paul awarded for having an outstanding freedom website. Write us at fff@fff.org, and we'll send you a free 3-month subscription to our monthly journal of libertarian essays and our booklet, Economic Liberty in the Constitution, which George Mason University economics professor Walter Williams praised in a recent column. That's fff@fff.org.
Tired of cancel culture? Sick of mega tech corporations holding an axe over your head? Join the LRN.FM Matrix chat server. It's self-hosted, so no one else can tell us what to do or say. Don't like the existing channels? You can make your own. You can even connect into some of our channels from other Matrix servers. It's federated. For the full LRN.FM Matrix experience, though, you should join our server via the step-by-step instructions at chat.lrn.fm. Chat.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live.
For the listeners, each talk show has like a, you're in the Joe Blow Army, or, you know, the Ditto Heads. Do the lefties have it too?
I couldn't tell you.
Ed Heads, isn't?
Yep, Ed Heads.
Yeah, Ed Heads. So they all have them. I really want
to hear from you. I'd like to rename our listeners Mindless Free Talk Live Zombies. What do you think?
Free Talk Live automatons.
Call in if you're a mindless Free Talk Live zombie.
What does it mean to you to be left? What does it mean to you
progressive?
To be right? What does it mean to you to be conservative? What does it mean to you to be liberal? I think they're very vague concepts that pit people against one another. Many people who otherwise, in the absence of being able to plaster themselves with that label, might find out they've got an awful lot in common.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern. Live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM. You can stick it to the man and big tech. Join our FTL social mastodon at social.freetalklive.com.
Free Talk Live, 603-283-6160. That's the call-in line for you to take control of the airwaves. Talk about whatever you want. 603-283-6160. I've got good news for people. I actually just added a thing to our Stream Deck allowing us to easily hit record and start and stop recording. My plan is to record each video segment of the show so they can be uploaded individually, because people have a hard time consuming 3 hours of content, but a show segment uploaded by itself independently, much more consumable, much more shareable, much more likely to get people's attention, I think.
And the ease of uploading, will that make it more complicated? How about every hour?
I'm going to set up a system that will automatically do that for me. That's the plan, anyway. And then all we have to do is hit this button, and it will automatically be taken care of.
I think we're pretty good. Usually we try to keep things to a segment and or two or three.
Sure.
But usually the hours are pretty separate as well. So, I mean, if you wanted to do three segments of 1 hour each, that might work as well.
Well, 1 hour is still a huge commitment for most people who are just browsing Facebook or whatever while they're sitting on the bathroom.
In today's age, yes, it's, we live in a time and.
Well, I don't have an hour to sit and watch Free Talk Live.
Most people are listening on the way to work, at the gym, when just driving around. I mean, I listen to a 3 hour podcasts every week, only while I'm working. I'll be holding off. I'll be sitting there sweating, wanting to listen and see what's up. And I'm like, no, but I got work tomorrow. And that's the perfect time to listen to a 3 hour long podcast. That's when it makes sense. I think you are misjudging the ability of, especially some of our listeners who can just sit and just veg out.
Well, I mean, there's no doubt there are people out there who can listen to a 3 hour show. But what I want to do is make Free Talk Live more accessible to people.
Try it out and see how it works.
Exactly.
And as long as you can see, you'll be able to see like the downloads and the actual viewership of these different segments, so you'll know if it works.
Right. I'm going to keep them on YouTube, I think, for the time being.
Are we going to get back on YouTube?
Yes. We are in the middle of a 14-day ban from YouTube because of, quote, medical misinformation that was put out on a night with the captain, Peakless Mountaineer, and Melanie. I don't know what was said. Like I said, I don't have 3 hours to sit and watch Free Talk Live, so I did not watch the video in question.
Did it have something to do with the coof?
Oh, I'm sure it did.
We talked, but it basically, compared to the comments that I'm watching, looking at, we're misinformation in every single night. We've already done it tonight.
Probably. I don't think we have tonight.
Maybe it was during a break we were talking about the Rona.
But YouTube has banned us for that. Well, not banned us. They gave us a strike on our channel. 3 of those, and they delete your channel. So it is inevitable that we're going to hit 3 strikes.
One of my channels got up to 2 strikes one time.
We got a warning back in November. Then we got a strike. Mm-hmm. I think the next strike is a 30-day ban or maybe a 60-day ban, but it's supposed to expire either tonight or tomorrow. So we should be back on YouTube tomorrow, at which point I will be uploading these clips.
Well,
and seeing how that goes.
We are on enough other platforms that I don't think it's all that big of a deal. Except the reach that we'll lose. But then people just go to DLive or they go to Twitch, or we're on Twitch, right?
What I want to see is a program specially made for us that automatically takes all of those chats, because all of these live streams are getting chats, and we're only watching DLive and Twitch, right? We're not watching what people are saying on YouTube or Facebook. I want a single program specially made for us that monitors all those chats and puts them in one place for us, along with the logo of where they came from.
Yeah, I sometimes will see a video and I'll see the chats for the first time, and this is 3 days later.
Yeah,
and someone was asking a question. It's like I wasn't even looking at that chat room. I don't know. I was monitoring.
Well, we're streaming to like 12 different places. There's just no way for us to monitor all of those. We have to get them funneled into one chat window.
I agree. That would be nice.
Yeah, because people love interacting with us. Like someone on Twitch just said we should get on Library. We are, in fact, already on Library. Every episode of Free Talk Live that goes on to YouTube is automatically backed up to Library. The issue is that we haven't been on YouTube for the last 13 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people were asking me about that. It's like, where are we? You just stopped doing the show again?
No, we'll be back. We're just banned at the moment.
The ban hammer.
And it's going to happen again. Like I said, the YouTube, the sort of Damocles is hanging over it, and it's going to happen. What can you do, though?
Well, I'm not going to change the way that I live.
I'm not either. I mean, I'm not going to change what we say.
I mean, I won't say cuss words and stuff if you don't want me to. But, as far as...
Well, you can on Free or Talk Live.
Misinformation, no. I'm going to keep on preaching the truth because I'm a truther. A truther.
On this subject, I have something here from Fox News. Critics erupt on Fauci after he says to not eat indoors even after getting the vaccine. Now, I'm not getting the vaccine. At this point, it's kind of pointless. I just had COVID, and by the time I'm susceptible to COVID again, everyone will be vaccinated, except people like you and me, Conan, who just aren't going to get it.
And a lot of other people.
Possibly.
But
I work with a lot of people who are anxious to get the vaccine. Some of them are already getting it. What's weird to me is watching them ask each other, did you get Pfizer or Moderna?
Or Johnson & Johnson. And by the way, if they were to hold a gun to my head and says, you're getting a vaccine, I would get Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah, I think I would too, because it's the one that doesn't do gene therapy,
It's the classic attenuated, old school style vaccine.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that. I mean, that's time-tested, mother-approved, right?
By the way, our governor, I just saw a stupid video of him basically driving down the streets. And it was like a parade at his vaccine. He is
overweight.
He got the Johnson & Johnson, and I have feelings about where he really stands in the world. What he's really up to. I think he's a lower elite, and he I think he knows something. Yeah, but
I tend to think you're correct. I mean, I know he enjoys having the power that he's got.
Oh, he loves
Facebook,
it.
He was just recently commenting in that thread that you were talking about regarding the Free State Project. Someone took a screenshot of it where he was saying, it takes these guys months to put together a hot dog party. Do you really think I should give legislative control authority to produce executive orders?
To these clowns?
Or whatever?
Yeah. Because
that's the point. They're supposed to take forever doing things. That keeps them from getting stuff done.
Oh,
that is a feature, not a bug.
That is the point. That's the point. But yeah, basically for everyone outside of the state, our legislators are combating. They're going against. They are trying to create legislation that will prevent what happened last year.
Really?
This governor, I think he administered like 80. I think they're up to 80 emergency executive orders.
There are a bunch of them for something that is clearly not an emergency.
Correct. I mean, maybe for the 2 weeks. But then after that, I mean, once the hospitals were not overburdened, like what the original shutdown was for, people should have been waking up to reality. But no, he's one after the. It seems like every week he was calling out another one, and some of the legislators, some of the right-leaning legislators in control are questioning this dude's power. It's like you can't just keep creating a new order every single week. That's our job, and it's supposed to take a long time. It's supposed to be a hot dog fest. Actually, no, it's supposed to be a hot dog. The sausage making. No one really understands what's taking place in the back room, and that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
It's supposed to take a long time. We're supposed to fight. We're supposed to bicker. We're supposed to, talk to people of research who have been there, done that. And no, it's not up to the king. We're not supposed to have a damn king.
It should not be up to His Excellency Governor Sununu. That is absolutely sure. It's frustrating watching him just extend these executive orders, extend the, quote, state of emergency week after week after week, because there's like a 3-week limit on a state of emergency in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
That's there for a reason. But what does that 3-week limit matter if all he has to do is create a new executive order extending the state of emergency?
It's silly.
It's completely pointless. It's just like the U.S. debt ceiling. It's there. Sure, it exists, but they're just going to raise it
again.
So why is it even there? Can we drop the pretense?
It's to give us slaves hope. Yeah. It's like in 3 weeks he's gonna lift the boot. He's gonna lift the hammer and he's gonna release us back into the wild. Oh, praise Excellency Sununu. 3 weeks comes. Oh, he extended another 3 weeks. Well, we can last it. We can do it.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Local.bitcoin.com. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Hey, you are going to love the movie Victimless Crime Spree. It's hilarious, heartwarming, and carries a ton of inspiring freedom messages. Feeling down about the lack of liberty in your life? You need to put on this film with some friends and have a good laugh. It's a true story about me and my friends in New Hampshire living free, singing, dancing, and getting arrested. Of course, it's all on video, and the bad guys, the cops, judges, bailiffs, and sheriffs, they all play their part like it's out of a movie or something. You would think we scripted the whole thing, but it's real life. Go ahead and have a watch, and if it's been a while, have another look. I guarantee you'll notice things now that you didn't notice before. And the best part is that you're going to walk away feeling a renewed sense of your own power. You are the master of your destiny, and you will be free in your lifetime. Victimless Crime Spree.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
Is oral health important to you? If you don't like your own teeth, fresh breath, or kissing people, then by all means stop listening. Several years ago, I met Jessica Armand, founder and CEO of My Magic Mud, and I became passionate about the product that she created and never want to live without it. It's clinically proven to whiten teeth, but I find it does much more. They want you to love My Magic Mud as much as I do, so they're giving you a money-back guarantee plus 20% off. Go to mymagicmud.com and use coupon code FTL20 at checkout. mymagicmud.com, FTL20.
Don't miss a moment of Free Talk Live. Get our archives daily via our podcast at feeds.freetalklive.com.
It's Free Talk Live, 603-283-6160. Been sitting here twiddling with this knob for the last 45 minutes, only to realize that I keep putting on the wrong pair of headphones, and that's why the volume is not changing.
Stop twiddling with your knob, Aria. We got a show to do.
It's been a busy day, man. Just before the show, I was in a meeting with Mark and the guy designing our website, and ultimately I was like, guys, I've got to go. I've got more stuff I have to do before the show starts. And
I took a nap. How you like that?
Not very much, man.
How you like me now? Bitcoin.com is the best source for learning about cryptocurrency. You can go there now and click on Get Started at the top of the page. Once you do that, you'll find all sorts of valuable information neatly organized to suit your needs. There is no longer an excuse for ignoring this important, world-changing information. If you are a knowledgeable crypto user, you can check out news.bitcoin.com to get the latest headlines of all the news that's relevant to you. Bitcoin.com is your source for everything crypto, like getting a wallet app, mining, trading, and all the latest cryptocurrency news, all on a slick and easy-to-use website, bitcoin.com.
Thank you so much. Now, someone on D-Life has asked about Rick Blood and Cheshire TV. What is going on there?
So I've been a member, or I was a member of Cheshire. Actually, I'm still a member, but from a distance.
You were on the board, right?
I was actually on the board for a couple of years of basically a local community cable station here in Keene.
Didn't Daryl vote yes on your removal?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
So I uploaded many hundreds of hours of content, whether it be news and or my own podcasts or my own television shows to this station. And basically, only people who are watching are old people. It's they don't even have a streaming service yet, and I don't know that they ever will. So I started slowing down.
That was the first time I met you, by the way, was when you were at Cheshire TV, and I came by to do my little 5-minute video for the city council thing.
That was a very popular program that a lot of people. I got a lot of good comments and requests to do one every single year. Basically, I gave all of the representatives on the ballot to come in and do a 5-minute spiel of why you should elect them, and it looked good. It was a good.
It was a good show.
They have good quality equipment there, and that's the first time I met Aria, and she got up there talking about Bearcats and whatnot, and with her red hair. But I got snubbed by a couple of people, of course, and one of them is a guy who's in jail, but that's another story. But anyways, so Cheshire TV has always really been going up against the city in certain ways. The way that the station is funded is through a franchise fee. So basically, all cable subscribers in Keene pay a certain couple of pennies, per month or whatever, to this franchise fee, and that is collected. This is a statewide. It's a countrywide regulation where this money is put aside if a municipality chooses to do so. And basically, some guy 15 years ago started a nonprofit, got his hands on that money, and used it to fund this station. It's kind of a neat idea. So it's not tax, but it is taxes.
Okay.
Which I always had a problem with, and I was when I was on the board, I was actually trying to move Cheshire TV in a direction where it would be fully self-sufficient, which it could be.
Sure.
Anyways.
I mean, plenty of cable companies are, right? I mean, cable channels, I mean.
Yeah. Well, this is true, but this is it's a different beast because it's based on this franchise fee. I was not feeling it while I was on the board I was there for 2 years. I wasn't feeling. I didn't think anything was going to happen. There were a couple of employees. There was one employee in particular that needed to go. I wanted to move and do different things. So got off the board. New, completely different board. We're making decisions, dealing with the issues that I couldn't deal with. Finally fired an individual, right. And then that's when the hammer started falling. The old executive director came back. He's been roaming the world for like the last 5 years. He retired. He wasn't happy with the fact that this guy got fired. He wasn't happy that basically he lost his in.
Okay.
He lost his connection to his baby. This is what he created. So he started coming back. The COVID happened, so they started streaming the board meetings. Right. So now everyone is able to participate when they weren't before. And no one would ever come to these meetings, but now that they're being streamed, here he is on the other side of the world. He's participating. He's voting. He's making decisions and whatnot. And he didn't like some of the things that were being done. So he started a movement. And it basically got the entire board fired. And by the way,
I recall that.
And I came back just to be the secretary because they were having problems. They didn't understand the bylaws because they're convoluted. They're all over the place. I'm the only one who really understood what was going on. So I came back to help patch up the problems. I was on the board for a month and a half, and then I got fired. So I'm not. And then they hired, and I knew exactly what was going to happen when they replaced us with a new brand spanking new board. All their guys, all their cohorts. They hired the guy back who got fired, got fired for a reason, because he's an idiot. He's incompetent. He all he does is talk, complain. They hired him back as the executive director. All right, and so now where does it all stand? The city is going. There's two cities involved. One town and the city of Keene.
Swansea
pulled out immediately. They're like, no, you're not getting our money anymore. They pulled out. There's $5,000 a month right there. Now the city of Keene. Their
reason was, I remember seeing this. Their reason was that it was irregular and disgusting how they treated the board members or something like that, right?
And they just weren't getting their money's worth.
Well, of course not.
A lot of the board members who got fired were actually producers of content, and so I'm not producing any more content for that station.
Fair point.
The board, the chairwoman. She had a couple of shows. She pulled all of her content. And all of a sudden you have this channel. All they're really doing is taping, or they're taping the city meetings and the school meetings. That's it. Oh, and you're not even doing the school meetings anymore because both the school and the city are they're becoming more competent in their own right. They don't need Cheshire TV to film this content for them. They can do it themselves. Why?
Well, it's also boring as hell content. Who wants to sit around watching a school board meeting or whatever?
I used to watch all of the city meetings.
Okay, retracted.
Back when I was crazy.
Well, you mean like the city council meetings?
Yeah.
Well, those things could actually affect you, so I could understand that.
Well, and you would think, considering how much of my property tax goes to the school, that I would be more interested in what's going on there, but no one is. And they get a lot of money.
I bet they do.
So basically the city is, they're pulling out. They're like, we don't like how you're doing business. We're going to keep the money. So they just had a meeting a couple of days ago. I don't know where they stand at the moment. I could.
So who is Rick Blood?
I could not care less. They could all burn.
So who is Rick Blood?
He's one of the employees.
Okay.
Who voted to where we're good. We're good. We're buddies. We're Facebook buddies at least.
Okay.
He voted to fire me. So
so did Daryl.
Daryl,
that was shocking.
Daryl, he has an issue with like what I would say strong women.
Yeah.
He can get taken for a ride very easily. I think that's exactly what happened. The old executive director's daughter got involved, and she is just a snake in the grass. There's a word for that I can't use because polite.
Sure. Yeah, gotcha.
I can't use that word. She's a snake, and but she's pretty. And I think she got a whole. She talked to me for a whole damn hour trying to get me to turn on my board members. She was trying to get information. She was trying to weasel it out of me. She wanted me to turn to backstab my fellow board members. And I said she could shove off. I think she got to Daryl. She got into that, and Daryl knew that I was on the board too. Daryl, and by the way, he did not vote to fire me. He voted to fire everyone before me, and then as soon as it got to my turn, he logged off.
Oh, I thought he voted to fire you.
No,
I thought he voted. Okay,
he's coward. Daryl, you're a coward, man. I don't want to talk to you ever again. I don't know what happened to you, man, but you lost it. I know what happened to him. Strong woman.
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, I'm at least glad to hear he didn't vote for your removal. I was under the impression that he did. So, man, it's surprising there's so much drama around this small-time local cable station.
Biggest meeting we ever had. Ever.
I bet. I mean, the whole board got fired, so it's got to be a pretty big meeting.
It was crazy. It was a crazy, upsetting meeting, and you know what? They could shove off. The whole place could burn. I don't care.
It sounds like they're dying for sure now. 603-283-6160. That's the call-in line. You can talk about whatever you want. 603-283-6160. This is Free Talk Live.
What if the United States and the Soviet Union had fought on land, sea, air, and the astral plane, struggled for dominion across parallel dimensions or on the surface of the moon? What wonders would have been unveiled? What terrors would have haunted mankind from those dark and dismal dimensions? Come closer, peer through a glass darkly, and discover the horrifying alternative visions of World War III from some of today's greatest minds in science fiction, fantasy, and horror. Weird World War III. Available now from Baen Books at baenbooks.com.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
There are basically two types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the Heartland Newsfeed Radio Network at live.heartlandnewsfeed.com. This stream is supported by advertisers and contributions by you.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
An investigation will be done. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News.
We will get to the bottom of this. We will do all that is within our power to make sure that justice is done for Dante Wright.
Brooklyn Center, Minnesota Mayor Mike Elliott this afternoon after the shooting of a black man yesterday by a white police officer.
What we know about this situation, Dante Wright was pulled over, police said, for an expired tag. There were some other complications, and they found that he had an outstanding warrant for a pistol that was not registered. They attempted to arrest him. He resisted. The officer who was attempting to effect the arrest went for her taser, mistook her taser for her sidearm, and you had the fatal error.
Fox's Mike Tobin in Brooklyn Center. The shooting sparked violent protests in an area already on edge as the trial of Derek Chauvin, the former officer charged in the death of George Floyd, takes place in nearby Minneapolis. Minnesota's MLB, NBA, and hockey teams have all postponed games scheduled for today after the shooting in Brooklyn Center, citing respect for the community. One person has died. Another police officer hurt after a shooting at a high school in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Officers responded to Austin East Magnet High School around 3:15 Monday afternoon based on a report that a male subject, as they put it, was on campus and possibly armed. Police say when they approached the individual, shots were fired. One person was killed, another person was detained for questioning, and an officer was shot.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. In a statement, Tennessee Republican Senator Marsha Blackburn said she is heartbroken to hear about the shooting, and she says she's praying for the community. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has arrived in Berlin to begin talks with German officials, and he's scheduled to meet with NATO officials in Belgium. After that, he heads to London to meet with British defense officials. America is listening to Fox News.
Indeed is the job site that makes hiring as easy as 1, 2, 3. Post, screen, and interview. All on Indeed. Get your quality shortlist of candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description faster. Only pay for the candidates that meet must-have qualifications. According to Talent Nest, Indeed delivers 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined. If you're hiring, you need Indeed. Get started right now with the free $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/Fox. Indeed.com/Fox. Offer valid through June 30th. Terms and conditions apply.
The White House Coronavirus Task Force with an update on the rate of vaccinations in the U.S.
We've now vaccinated
120 million Americans, including over 72 million who have been fully vaccinated. 46% of adults have had at least their first shot, and 28% of adults are now fully vaccinated across the U.S.
Task Force Senior Advisor Andy Slavitt, as CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky said getting more vaccine to a hard-hit state like Michigan would not help because vaccines take 2 to 6 weeks to offer full protection. Iran is blaming Israel for what it is now calling a weekend attack on a nuclear facility that it claims damaged centrifuges. Israel has not claimed responsibility, and White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says
the U.S. was not involved in any manner. We have nothing to add on speculation about the causes or the impacts.
The attack comes as the U.S. continues to negotiate through other world powers to re-enter the shredded Iran nuclear deal. Earlier, the incident at the facility had been described as a blackout impacting above-ground work areas, but later said there was an explosion and fire. Princes William and Harry have each issued statements paying tribute to their grandfather, Prince Philip, who died last week at age 99. William, who was second in line to the throne, called his grandfather an extraordinary man and part of an extraordinary generation. Prince Harry described Philip as authentically himself, a prince and a duke, but he said he was also a grandfather, the master of the barbecue and of banter. A funeral will be held for Prince Philip on Saturday at Windsor Castle. After 2 incidents where he bit security officials at the White House, First Lady Jill Biden's press secretary says Major, the Biden's younger dog, will undergo some additional training to help him adjust to life at the White House. It's expected to last a few weeks. I'm Lisa Lacera, and this is Fox News.
Here's some breaking news that is very good for your business. Indeed now offers you everything you need in one place. Get instantly matched with quality candidates whose resumes are on Indeed fit your job description. Then schedule and interview top picks all in your Indeed dashboard. Indeed is the job site that makes hiring as easy as 1, 2, 3. Post, screen, and interview, all on Indeed. Get your quality shortlist of candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description faster. And schedule and complete video interviews in your Indeed dashboard. Indeed makes connecting with and hiring the right talent fast and easy with tools like Indeed Instant Match, giving you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed fits your job description immediately, and Indeed skills tests that, on average, reduces hiring time by 27%. You can choose from more than 130 skills tests, or add your own. If you're hiring, you need Indeed. Get started right now with a free $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/Fox. Get a $75 credit at Indeed.com/Fox. Indeed.com/Fox. Offer valid through June 30th. Terms and conditions apply.
Here is a look at weather from the Heartland Newsfeed Weather Center. Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 64. Monday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 42. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 62. That's the latest weather. Check out more news and weather on our website at heartlandnewsfeed.com.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live, 603-283-6160. That's the caller line. You can call in and talk about anything you want, 603-283-6160. Someone watching us on Twitch, which you can find at twitch.freetalklive.com, has said that in Las Vegas, it's 80 degrees and sunny, and they still are being required to wear masks.
That's ridiculous.
Didn't this persist through all of last summer in Vegas as well? I don't recall, but man, even here in Keene, it's only gotten to like 70.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that we're still wearing masks is absolutely absurd.
People are obedient. They're scared. You got your scared types, you got your obedient types, and you got your people who just want to be left alone. They don't want to deal with the drama. They don't want to go into a store and have to chit chat with some person or some other human being about how I have a health exemption, I have a religious exemption. They just don't want to deal with it. They would just rather put it on and go get their groceries. And in my case, I won't even go in the stores because I hate the drama so much.
Yeah.
I just won't even go curbside. I've been doing curbside since June, man. And it is.
Well, yeah, but you're a bit misanthropic anyway.
Yes, I am.
So
and,
for you, not having to interact with people is ideal.
I still rely on human connection.
Okay.
I think people think that I am a straight hermit who can go live in a cave and throw away the cave key and never talk to anyone else. And no, I couldn't. I do, okay. But I like to do it on my terms, at my distance.
I feel that.
And I think a lot of us on this channel are probably somewhere in that boat. But
I wear a mask when I go into stores and stuff like that. I don't want to do it, but at this point, I know it's a minor local ordinance, but the terms of my bill do require me to follow all local laws. Rules. So I don't know what would happen. I mean, if someone called the police about me not wearing a mask, that would technically be a violation of my probation terms.
Yeah.
That would be a stupid reason to go back to jail.
Well, like you said, here in New Hampshire, every 3 weeks, our Excellency, the King Sununu, he extends his executive powers to keep us locked down.
It's got to be coming to an end, though, man.
And I have a couple of friends who are very political, and they follow all this stuff. And of course, they follow Sununu, and all of his executive orders are always posting, his newest mandate. And it's always 3 weeks. He's 3 weeks. We're all sitting on the edge of our chairs. We're waiting for him to lift the mask. Oh, he just extended it again. And I think one's coming up. And he has come out, and he has said that we're not going to deal. He's not going to make people get the vaccine or require a passport.
Well, that's
which is what this is all about, people.
Well, before we get further into it, we do have a call. So let's go to that.
But you do have an article about Fauci's latest come out.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why.
But he's getting criticism over that.
Good.
So, yeah.
Tony Baloney Fauci, he needs to go.
We've got Mikey calling. Mikey, you're on Free Talk Live. Hold on, let me unmute you. I'm not very good at this. You're unmuted. Go ahead.
Mikey.
Are you with us? No, I'm still bad at this.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, start over.
Oh, first of all, I'm glad to hear from you and that you're out and free as you can be.
Thank you.
I wanted to talk about...
As I've been saying, freedom shouldn't be relative, but right now it is.
Yeah. Well, you got to play with the cards you have. Unfortunately. Anyway, there's a news article that just came out. Nancy Pelosi apparently profited $10 million on Microsoft stock options possibly because of a government contract with Microsoft. She had traded beforehand and then, I guess, sold afterwards. So it's interesting that she profits $10 million with insider trading, but the FBI will not investigate her.
So she bought some Microsoft stock. The government then made some sort of deal with Microsoft that caused Microsoft stock to increase in value, and then she sold it and profited $10 million?
It says profited up to $10 million.
It did, but this is nothing new. This is happening every single week. This is, that's what these guys do. They've got all the inside knowledge.
I mean, the vast majority of them.
They know where the stocks are going to lean the next day, and and it's completely legal to do what she did. They can't go after for this.
Isn't like Sununu's brother or someone? He's related to someone who is making masks?
I know that he has a handshake deal with one of the vaccine makers who's coming to New Hampshire to do business.
I'm sure they ought to. I'm sure everyone in Congress is heavily invested in both Moderna and Pfizer and are profiting majorly off this pandemic.
And if not those two companies, some other companies like Microsoft.
And it's sad that we would be called conspiracy theorists to even point this out. But yes, absolutely. Most of the people in Congress are invested in Pfizer and Moderna and Johnson & Johnson.
And we're going to talk about him in a second. Fauci, he's got his hands on the patents, and every time they sell one of his drugs, he's getting royalties.
Do you have anything else you wanted to say about Pelosi, Mikey?
No, just, government isn't about life, liberty, and property. It's about useless people making money.
Yep.
It's about power. It's a power grab. It's about a bunch of guys at the top, a bunch of elites.
Warlords, parasites.
Who have figured it out, who probably couldn't make it in the real world, in a real business, selling product, making lives better. They found out how to siphon off all of the revenue that is being stolen from us, tax slaves,
I mean, that's exactly what happened. I mean, warlords back in the day, they'd ride into a town, they'd take all the crops, and then they'd come back the next year and do it all again. And
Seven Samurai.
Eventually, they realized, this is kind of tedious. We could just stay here and take part of their stuff, and they will let us because we're the warlords. This is what they do. They can't defend against us. And over time, it just evolved into kings, chieftains, all of that.
The next thing they know, they're funding your schools. They're educating your children. They're funding your churches, and they're funding your religious ceremonies and your holidays and your celebrations. They own everything. They own you.
And we look around. We're born into this world with all of this having happened. And to us, we look around and go, oh, yeah, that's perfectly normal that we have these presidents and congressional people. But they're just warlords telling us that we have to give them their due. Telling us what we can and can't do.
But they're the good warlords. It's the guy on the other side of this creek, the other side of the ocean. They are the bad warlords. Look at how they abuse their citizens. Look at all the laws and whatnot. They're beheading people, and they make their women wear masks. Our warlord is good, not like the bad warlord across the ocean.
That's one of the arguments against anarchism that I have never understood. But if we don't have a government, some government may come in and take control.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like what we have currently.
Yeah, so what would be the difference? What the hell difference would it matter? Let's at least try it and see let's try not having warlords parasitically siphoning away our lives for their own benefit, exploiting us, manipulating us, controlling us. Let's just give it a shot and